Hello, Smart Jobs Yeri here to let you know that you can follow the Generation Gap podcast on the Twitters at PicklestickPod. You can shoot them an email at picklestickproductions@gmail.com, or you could just go to their website, picklestick.com, and be sure to look for them on the iTunes and the Stitcher. You filthy capitalist pig! Hello and welcome to the Generation Gap podcast. I'm Lunchbox.
I'm Gleek.
God, we are a week late.
Yes, we are.
Oh,
yes, we are.
Christ.
Life jumped up and bit you right in the ass.
It did. Because, like, everyone by now has been hearing repeatedly about my vehicle issues that I had. All right?
Well, you got some legitimate bitches, man.
Dude, my dad went and bought a $50 hose.
He paid $50 for that fucking hose.
A hydraulic hose. Like it should be, it's rated to take, like...
Caterpillar bulldozer pressure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not fix the problem one bit.
What?
Nothing.
That's where it was pouring out from.
Nothing. Did not, like it stopped the leak. Mm-hmm. Didn't fix the problem.
It still ain't going into gear and...
Nothing. So he's thinking it's either like a sensor or it's something else.
It'd have to be something that burned out because it lost all the fucking fluid or something.
Yeah.
That motherfucker was bleeding out like he'd been fucking gut shot.
Yeah. Yeah. But I went yesterday to a car lot. And I never really thought I would be one of those people who'd be like, yeah, I'll buy a car off a lot ever.
Yeah. Because
my dad has had the mantra of if I can't get it and fix it myself,
yeah.
I got to the point of fuck this piece of shit, fuck that piece of shit, fuck your idea of putting together another piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm fucking done.
Yeah.
I'm done with it. Threw my hands up in the fucking air.
I want a new piece of shit.
I want a new piece of shit.
Yeah.
So
the shiniest of turds.
Oh, it is like legitimately my favorite color.
Okay.
This car is. It's a midnight blue. And originally I was looking at a red one. Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, I just had thoughts. The fucking song Midnight Blue just blew through my fucking head, you know?
No Blue Oyster Cult?
No
Blue Oyster Cult. Just pop through your head. No. Just the song Midnight Blue.
Yeah.
Sky High or Skyscraper or whatever.
I'm going to spare the fucking audience me singing it.
Yeah.
Being that I sound like a redneck. Mr. Australia.
But we go down to we drive 40 minutes to go down to this car lot where I've been looking at it. And I'm like, if I'm going to get a good used car, I'm going to make sure that I do my research about the place, and I'm going to do a little bit of research into the car, and I had a list of at least 5 picked out. I had one that I wanted that was in my price range, which was a red Honda Civic 2-door. My next choice was like a year newer, but had like less fancy shit on the dash, but it had more miles than the one that was a year older.
Yeah,
it was like $1,000 cheaper, and then my third choice, which sadly was a complete fucking lemon, was a Chevy Cobalt. Yeah, what a fucking girl's car. What like that thing just had pussy written all over it. When I cranked it up, it was like pussy. Like that's the sound that it made.
Yeah, it sounded when you step on a gas and it's like stomping a douchebag. Same fucking noise.
It was. Dude, I think it was like a 2009 that I drove. And you know that one. There's one little irk about me with any fucking car, new or old, that does it. I fucking hate it when it does it, and that's when you flipped the thing. I actually use my blinkers.
Yeah.
Right. When you flip the blinker thing, and after you make that turn,
the blinker switch,
the blinker switch, the blinker thing,
the blinker thing.
Yeah. I'm done with words. I'm done with math. I'm done with car phrases. I'm done. But I flipped it and then made my turn, and still it was going off.
It didn't like usually whenever you go back.
It made the click, right? Didn't shut it off.
Oh hell no!
So it was old man blinkering the entire time. I was pissed, dude. I was just pissed because of that. And we pulled back into the lot across the street from the where they had the slightly like the cheaper cars. Mm-hmm. And I pulled up behind there, and me and my dad were sitting there, and he was like, "What's that ticking?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Well, the check engine light's already on it.
Oh fuck!
Yeah.
No,
As soon as I cut it on, and before we even move out of the parking lot, I noticed I'm like, check engine light's on. I definitely don't want this piece of shit car. Yeah. So
at least I'd have been like right there in the fucking car lot saying, "Fuck this! I'm putting a reader on it."
Yeah.
What's the code coming out of it?
Yeah. And the guy wanted to say like it was like some gas cap seal shit, and I'm like,
yeah, that could be fucking anything.
Yeah.
If it's a gas cap seal, then why the fuck haven't you fixed it?
Yeah. Oh, it was like, oh yeah, well, it's his excuse was of all those cars on the side of the street I was looking at, which were the ones that were slightly older, the ones that are a little bit more neglected.
Yeah.
By the lot period.
Well, tell him, so, well, why don't you just go over there and grab a couple of gas caps, bring them over here and put them on and see if the fucking light will go off.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you really want to sell this car, you would do that.
Another thing this fucking piece of shit did was when I stopped for a prolonged period of time at the stoplight coming back from the test drive, it, like, my dad couldn't feel it, but I could. It felt like a slight jerk forward.
Oh, fuck that.
And already I was like, no. If I'm going to spend $5,000 on a goddamn vehicle, yeah, if I'm going to spend $5,000 on a goddamn vehicle, I'm not going to get this fucking lemon.
And the fuck no. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, this is just me. Even if I had it in my pocket and could afford it, I'm not spending it on a car. I mean, I have a different idea to that. Mm-hmm. I understand why you want a newer car, but I will be cold and dead in the fucking ground if I ever spent $5,000 for a vehicle.
I'm to the point right now of like, I want something that'll actually last me for a while without having to put a whole bunch of work into it. Yeah. Like, I want something just based on reliability alone. Oh yeah. Not something where I'll be like, am I completely sure this will make a 6-hour trip?
I can dig you thinking. I just know me.
Can I go this month without having to check my oil?
The fuck you going for a month without checking your oil?
It's just a thing.
Well, like, it should be a thing to check your oil. Yeah,
but it's like not a life or death situation here of thinking of like
can't.
It necessarily could be.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about like, will this thing just randomly start ticking if I go 8 miles down the road? Will steam start to shoot out of the exhaust pipe?
Yeah.
If I just go 8 miles down the road?
Yeah.
I really want a DQ Blizzard. Will this thing break down on the way over there? Will it be able to start again once I get it going?
Am I going to be forced to eat this motherfucking Blizzard on the side of the goddamn road?
Pissed off and hating it the entire time.
Exactly.
But I total fucking lemon car. Mm-hmm. The red one that I wanted first, they had it out on a loaner. But I didn't need that fucking car. It was fucking $1,000 more than the one I'm looking at now. And this one's a better fucking quality, and there's more car there.
Yeah.
Total fucking lemon than the one that was the year younger, had less fancy shit on the dash. Mm-hmm. Had been apparently drove the shit out of, and had 30,000 more miles on it than the one that was a year older. Mm-hmm. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. Fuck it. I ain't having it. So I get over there and we start looking around at some of the other cars. Mm-hmm. Right? They had a really nice black Mazda 4-door. Just looked mean. Mm-hmm. Just looked mean. It was like, I was like, fuck, I can see myself in this. Brought up the page on my phone where they had like all the car prices. $10,000. Fuck no.
Ain't this shit written on the cars?
It was a new car to the lot, and so I didn't have like the sticker information up in there. So I looked at it, I was like, fuck no, fuck this. No.
Not a chance in fuck.
No. So I go around there and I look at this lowly little midnight blue Nissan Sentra.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hop inside it. And I'm like, it ain't too bad in here. It's roomy.
It's a nice one.
It's a nice one. It's a nice one. So
this ain't no crap car. It's a nice one.
So I take the keys from the piece of shit Cobalt back across the highway with my dad, and I was like, what about that? What about that Nissan? I was like, well, he told me everything on his lot was a good car, like any fucking white bread salesman would fucking do.
Yeah.
Just to agree with my dad the entire time about how my dad buys cars off the highway and shit. It's just like, that's a good thing too, and blah, 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 blah.
We want your business, blah, blah, blah. And we'll kiss your ass to get it.
Yeah, they better be kissing my ass after I buy this fucking thing.
Fucking all that money, that'll be blowing you.
Yeah. Yeah. Should just be able to splooge right in his wife's eye one good time and just be fucking done with it.
Hell, I bet you most of them damn salesmen, if you give him enough money, he'd be like, fucking hey, honey, get your ass in here. This man just dropped $20,000.
Okay, I know you really wanted to move that $25,000 Camaro. It's so salty. But
yeah.
But I hop back across the street with the keys to this Nissan. My dad's he's still like looking around the outside of it, doing the dad thing.
And probably irking his ass the whole idea that I can't believe the boy's wanting to buy a car off a damn lot.
Yeah.
I know him. He's doing the mental numbers in his head, and yeah.
I'm pissed off because right now there's a big black turd in the middle of my driveway that I want moved.
Yeah.
And
same time, if you had the money for the car all in your pocket at one time, you could take that money, throw it to a mechanic, all right? Throw it to a mechanic, point to your fucking Jeep, not the one out here, I'm talking about your Jeep.
Oh yeah, my Jeep.
Your Jeep, and say, make it work.
You could probably do it for less than the amount of money that I would be spending on this car.
That's what I'm talking about.
But the thing is I have to deal with banks and loans and loan qualifications and all the fun little things that come along with our modern financial system. Get into the fucking line and break yourself into the goddamn mold, you piece of shit. Do it. Oh, you're still below the poverty line, but you want to go and invest with Edward Jones? We don't even know what the fuck to do about you there.
Yeah.
But, so.
Yeah. Sell your soul to the fucking banks. Do it, son.
Do it.
Yeah.
You bought your house and you don't have a mortgage? Fucking how? But, anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
Right back on subject.
How? None of your business, but it's paid for.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah. Is your house paid for, Mr. Banker?
What's funny is when my parents paid off their house loan, the guy that runs the bank up here, senior asshole.
Yeah.
He was still probably about like 5-6 months of paying off his house. My mom probably had like 3 or 4 years left.
Yeah.
It was like, there you go. Suck it.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him. That son of a bitch.
But I hop in this car, on the keys, we start fiddling with the radio and like all the other fucking things, and it's like it's so newfangled I can't even figure out how the radio works.
Yeah.
And so like when we get back in there after the test drive, we tell the fucking thing, the salesman, I'm like, get the radio to work. Okay, like I have to listen to my talk radio on the way to work and on the way home. You get that fucking piece of shit to work.
Yeah.
Or else I'm gonna be pissed and I'm driving around a new car, the fucking radio doesn't work on it. I have to hear Rush Limbaugh some fucking way.
I better not have to have a boombox in the back fucking seat.
Oh, I would be so fucking pissed. I would be so fucking mad. Oh, you don't even want to know. Like me riding, like if you were to ride along with me and here's this fucking circa 1998 CD changing Sony Walkman piece of shit that looks like a alien head from a 1950s movie with those big dorky speakers at 45 degree. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That gray and silver piece of shit that they kept on pumping out. yeah, they advertised a goddamn headphone output on it. It's a fucking boombox.
Yeah.
It's a fucking boombox, and you're gonna advertise the headphone jack? Yeah, real fucking great job there, people.
Marketing. The most useless motherfuckers in the world, marketing.
Chinese fucking half-baked shit.
Because a product should sell itself.
It should.
Mm-hmm.
But, hop in the car, start fiddling with it, radio's not working, tell the guy after the test drive about it. Heater's working great, air conditioner's working great, all the power windows, those. The previous owner put stupid purple tint on it that the dealer already planned on scraping it off anyway.
Did it have bubbles?
It didn't have bubbles.
About to say
it was done really shoddily, doddily, diddly,
that's what I was
doodly.
thinking, where it gets the fucking bubbles and shit all up under it. And...
Well, there's a little like red brake light that's up in the back window.
Yeah,
and they had cut a section around it, and it's the most jagged shit. It looked like you handed a kindergartner them dull scissors and was like, all right, I want to need you to cut 5 pieces of construction paper at once with it.
Yeah, we get to cut the construction paper.
Jagged shit. All around.
Believe me, I've laid carpet. Dude, I know about that, about trying to piece around shit.
Mm-hmm.
I am a carpet laying motherfucker, dude. Perfect fucking lines.
That's different than being a carpet munching motherfucker.
I'm that too. I'll munch the fuck out of a carpet.
But, okay. I pull forward in this car and I start to feel, what it's working with. It's only a 4-cylinder. Of all fucking things, and I'm like, all right, you little Japanese piece of shit. What can you do for me? So get up in the traffic, accelerates really good, has a really nice feel, tight steering.
Like, how high do you have to wind it to actually get some push out of it?
Oh, dude, I can fucking stop it, and it's like, oh yeah, you want to go, and just fucking takes.
I mean, it actually has some torque, even though it's a 4-cylinder. Yeah, because I was thinking, like, when I drove that Nissan Cube that time across the country. You had to fucking, just redline that motherfucker.
No, this was not, this fucking Sentra was not playing around.
Yeah, you had to wind the fuck out of the motor. I mean, it was great once you got up to like 60.
Yeah.
By the time the motor is spinning at, goddamn, I don't know, fucking 11, 12,000 RPMs, whatever the fuck.
Infinity RPMs to be able to go forward. Well, that's because, yet again, it was a cube.
Yeah.
What is the most wind resistant thing that you can possibly have? A flat surface.
A cube.
Yeah.
That's why it looked like a Maytag refrigerator from the 50s when you look at the rear.
Oh,
there's an angle. Get behind the cube.
No, I know exactly what you're fucking talking about.
Go to the right side, just like a certain area.
Like, dude, fucking Maytag man's gonna hop out of that like one of them any moment now. And it's like, aren't you dead? Didn't you die like fucking 5 or 6 years ago? And he'll be like, tip his hat, and he'll be like, my lady, and I'll be like, my ghost.
Yeah.
But took it on this drive, and there's it goes from about 45 to 55, and of course I was going 60, 65 on this little 2-lane highway, and I had taken the Cobalt to do this fucking roundabout thing that I did, and there's a cul-de-sac off to the side, not too many houses, still like maybe dead center middle class people living there. So I whipped the Nissan in. Instantly, it just fucking feels good the way they're doing it. I'm jackassing it the entire time of this neighborhood. They said test drive.
Yeah.
So I'm going to test drive it.
Yeah.
The most extreme way that I can drive.
Stomping the brake hard.
Yeah, stomping the brake hard.
Accelerating too fucking quick.
Yeah. Going around corners like a fucking thick weed.
Yeah.
There was one cul-de-sac, and I'm super happy I was able to do this. But I had made it so hard that my dad, who was with me, who, if my dad gets crazy when he's driving, he can fucking drift the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was talking about the other night, or a couple weeks ago, of like getting his big GMC Sierra up to 100 miles per hour and passing some asshole he worked with.
Yeah.
Like at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I was able to make my dad grab, I think it was like the little handle they have up there for like whatever clothes and shit.
The old shit bar.
And it's like, whoa! When I fucking whipped around in that cul-de-sac. Fucking hitting every pothole I could.
Mr. X race car driver himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so fucking funny. But I take the car back. And I park it in behind like the Chevy Cobalt, right? And I'm like, fuck that piece of shit. I want this. Like I was like, fuck that car, fuck everything that was about that car. It felt pussified the entire time I was in it. And there was something on the windshield that I didn't notice while I was driving. I walked around to the front of the Cobalt. It had a UTM commuter sticker on it. And I was like, this was a bitch car.
Yeah.
This was a fucking bitch car.
Probably. I mean...
Considering like what kind of... I think my cousin, who is a female... drives a yellow Chevy Cobalt.
Yeah.
And I would not have been comfortable with my masculinity, seeing that my nuts have not reverted up inside of me yet. To be able to drive one of these and keep a straight face.
Well, to be honest, right now I'd drive any fucking thing. And it could be fucking painted hot pink. I don't give a shit. Does it actually go down the road? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine. Fuck it. I can spray paint it later. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you can rattle can it. Fuck it.
I ride mopeds, man. All right, I'm a 40-year-old man that rides a moped. I don't give a fuck.
It's what you do, but this was like when we were walking across the street. My dad, and then hey, look, there's a Prius.
A Prius,
and like
wait a minute. Now that's where I'm drawing the fucking line. All right,
yeah.
Fuck no Prius.
I was like, I haven't started sucking dicks yet, Dad. I don't think I'll be driving a Prius anytime soon.
I've seen Honda generators with a goddamn bigger motor. I swear to God, the back of the car, it looked like it ought to say fucking Briggs and Stratton. Fuck a Prius.
I have not like even bothered to give like the light of day to a goddamn Prius at all.
Yeah. And you imagine, we're at a point now, Prius has been out for what, 10, 11 years, some bullshit. You imagine
you see them everywhere.
But you imagine the poor bastard that has like a fucking used 10-year-old Prius. Do you know how much of a pain in the ass that would be? Think about it. Parts already wearing out and just how complicated that shit already is. Some poor shade tree mechanic trying to repair that crap. Not a chance in fuck.
Yeah.
Not a chance in fuck.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. I mean, you want to see some complicated shit, just look into how the fucking battery controllers, all that shit, everything's a goddamn computer. All of it's a goddamn computer. And
even around here, like just speaking of mechanics in general, it's really hard to find mechanics that aren't shade tree mechanics.
True that.
Like even fucking assholes in Dresden.
Yeah.
The only thing that separates you guys from some of the people that I know is you guys have more tools.
Yeah.
You guys have more expensive vehicle computer readers.
Yeah.
You guys have hydraulic lifts.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing that separates you guys.
Yeah.
I'm like, and probably some IQ points because you are probably retarded.
Well, something like a Prius, you'd literally be taking that motherfucker off to like Jackson.
Yeah.
To get it worked on, basic shit.
You know what's fucking funny? A couple of people that I know that own an H2 Hummer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, there's another vehicle I don't fucking want.
Yeah, that's just way too much fucking vehicle.
Yeah.
But they own an H2 Hummer, and people in Jackson couldn't work on it.
Really?
People in Union City couldn't work on it. They had to take it to the fucking GM Chevy dealership for them to be able to work on it in Martin.
That's fuck.
No shit.
Fuck all that. Fuck it. Yeah, see, that's what I want. I want a vehicle though that I can work on. And that's a major thing for me. Like, the more simple, the better.
Yeah.
When it comes to working on, like, hell, my bikes. All right. They don't make parts for these motherfuckers. You can't get parts at 30-year-old. I liked one that's got points. It's a lot fucking easier to work on. If my black one, which is having fucking fuel issues, if that computer ever goes out, there's no fixing that motherfucker. I mean, yeah, I know I could replace the fucking electronics.
Yeah.
Solder new shit in. But that's way to fuck overcomplicated. I have never been a fan of computerized shit. I mean, like this fucking laptop. I know enough about computers to know I can never trust this motherfucker. I swear to God, I can't trust it.
Yeah.
When it really comes down to it, I can't trust it. And I don't want this piece of shit running like a car. That bugs the fuck out of me. It just does.
My whole mindset right now is like I said, just getting something reliable.
Oh, yeah.
Just hop in and fucking go.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about it.
But then again, though, see, you've never had to deal with these computer issues.
No.
Like me with that fucking Oldsmobile that time. I was gonna burn that son of a bitch.
The thing about it is like I'm just completely fucking done with having to worry about this shit constantly.
Well, dude, I'm having a problem right now, and I understand I did newer stuff, easily to replace parts. One of the things I'm having a problem with right now, what's holding off, like one of my bikes, and it's a bike I'm going to have. I don't give a shit. I'll be 100-year-old, still have this fucking bike. They haven't made this part in 30-something years. Literally, it's a fucking little rubber washer in the petcock. All right? It's the shape of it. You can't just buy a fucking little, rubber O-ring, put it in there.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like dish-shaped, and it's kind of a cone, dish-shaped fucking little washer. If you want to go buy one that's been on the shelf for 30 years, it's $56. And for the whole fucking petcock assembly.
I thought for the piece of rubber.
No, you can't get it. You cannot buy that piece of rubber. They do not sell that piece of rubber. It was never sold. You had to buy the whole fucking assembly. And now you have to pay a collector's premium, to get the old one.
So you have to go back and buy new old stock.
Yeah. And see, I could probably get away with buying a used one, but I don't feel like going through 3 of the goddamn things until I find one, a used one that works.
You much rather, it would be easier just to buy the fucking new old stock and get the fucking done with.
Yeah. But there's no way in fuck I'm paying that.
Yeah.
I'm not paying $56 plus shipping, so it brings it over $60 for literally a fucking rubber O-ring.
Yeah, but you have the entire petcock, then you just replace that.
Yeah, no, but it's the principle. I mean, I tore it apart, looked at it. I've done got to the point where I pulled this fucking piece out, boiled it in fucking water, softened it up, reform it back in, you put it back in while it's still hot, and reform it to make sure it seals. I've done every fucking trick in the world to make sure this motherfucker seals. It won't do it.
Well, all right. How much is a petcock? It's just a random thought that came to my head. How much is a used petcock going for that bike?
About $25.
So if you end up paying $60 and then selling your old petcock for $25,
well, you're not gonna be able to sell it. I couldn't sell it knowing that it's a fucking turd.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
I'd have to list it as, hey, I know for a fact this is a turd. This piece is fucked up. Every other part's good.
So it would be someone that had that piece but didn't have the rest of the petcock.
Yeah, and which that's not going to fucking happen.
I don't know these things.
It just pisses me off because it's not a part. I could put a generic fucking piece on it, but the bike is built that you'd have to see the way this shit's integrated into it. There's a big gaping motherfucking hole in the side of the bike if you pull this original part out. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to have to fucking fabricate a goddamn block-off plate to mount some other bullshit. And if I mount aftermarket shit, I want aftermarket shit that I know is going to exist 10, 20 years from now.
Yeah.
So it's just the pain in the ass factor. I'll get it squared out. I know I'll eventually get it figured out, but I'm pissed off over that. Because like right now with the other one I'm riding, I really want to get this fucking motor tore apart. I need a rebuild on it.
Yeah. Again.
And yeah, it's because of a seal. Yeah, there's a seal dripping. It's just bugging the shit out of me.
Let me explain why I said again.
Oh, it's been torn to enough times.
At least like once every
year.
once every year.
At least, yeah.
There was like one winter I remember where you had to at least do it twice.
Yeah, because
like you got it apart, you put it back together, and then something went out on it right away, or like you put it back together and then something broke on it right away.
Yeah, and then had to pull it right
and pull it right back apart.
Yeah. Well, I've been limping it along because the other ones broke down.
Yeah,
that's what I like having too, because I can switch between them.
Yeah, that was my dad's idea of having a spare vehicle.
Yeah.
Which that's the black turd that's sitting in the fucking driveway right now. And you fucking get along.
Yeah,
piece of fucking shit.
But it's like I need to tear into that, and I'm getting fucking irritated. I would love to be able to say, you know what? I'd love to go to a fucking Honda dealership. Just go over to Union City, go to the Harley place, and be able to say, hey, man, I know it's a used bike, but here's $2,500. I want this fucking model, just, an upgrade to something bigger, but wishes, dishes,
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit in one hand and wish in the other and see which one fills up first.
I would totally love to just to go right now to a Chevy dealership and be like, yeah, all the Camaros that you have in the lot don't have the big enough engine for me. Can you go ahead and order this?
Yeah.
And then they'll look at that, and they'll look at me, and they'll look at that, and they're like, you realize it's $86,000 car.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to just go, well, fucking make it so.
I'm like, it's too bad that you guys don't have Plum Crazy, because that would look sexy on that Camaro after you guys get it done.
Yeah.
See you later.
But then they'd be like, wait a minute, Plum Crazy, you wanting to paint it a Dodge color?
Well, yeah, I love that.
If I'm paying $86,000 for a car, you better be willing to paint it any goddamn color I want.
It could be the color and the exact typography, layered paint of the exact replica of the surface of the moon for $86,000. You can pay an astronomer to go out there and think, all right, you need to put another divot over there on E5.
Which, totally different subject. You reminded me of this. Totally different subject. It's pretty much been publicly announced. They've had it on Fox, CNN, a bunch of others. Some big-time astronomers, dude. They run the Kepler telescope. Mm-hmm. They basically believe they have, honest to God, potentially found evidence of alien life in another universe. Like another...
Galaxy?
Another solar system.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. All right. You know how they detect planets?
Yeah.
They look
the wobble of the star.
The wobble, and they look for dimming.
Yeah.
See if if it dims, that tells you something moved in front of it. There's a star, and I'm trying to remember which constellation it's in. They said it's like 1,500 light years from us. It's a star 1.5 times the size of Sol. All right. They are seeing a consistent dimming of 20%.
So that's pretty fucking big.
That is astronomically huge. Whatever is passing in front of the star should be of such a... If it was a solid natural object, it would collapse and form its own fucking, star. So what they honest to God think, there's two ideas. Either a fucking massive asteroid field, which is like... It technically almost doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Or perhaps...
Because wouldn't you have like an uneven dimming then?
Well, they're getting they think whatever it is they're seeing is just an object. It's weird the way it's doing. They think they are seeing a constructed something.
So a Death Star?
Yeah, or like a Dyson sphere under construction.
So like a Death Star?
Yeah. Think about it. Whatever it is enough to fucking shade 20% of a fucking star 1.5 times the size of Sol.
That's not a moon.
That is not a moon.
That is not a moon at all.
And when they had this, they announced it. That was my first fucking thought. Like, are you fucking shitting me?
Dude, like the actual empire that the Star Wars is based off of with Darth Vader and shit, it's pissed off. They're like, they just got episode 1.
Yeah.
Like, they just got episode 1 like 10 years ago, right? And they're building a Death Star and coming to Earth.
Well, this would be bigger than a Death Star.
Well, it's Death Star 2.
No, the Death Star 2 wouldn't even be this fucking big. Dude, 20%. Dude, 20% of sun,
Death
1.5
Star-
times the size of ours.
Death Star 3?
This is something bigger than fucking Jupiter, dude. This is fucking ginormous. Whatever the fuck it is, this is a huge motherfucking object.
So it's going to start World War V?
Yeah. I mean, what the hell would it matter? If any race could build something that fucking big, shit.
What if it's
we are fleas on a dog's balls compared to something
What if
like
it is
that.
like a giant hollow yellow Pac-Man face? And like they send it over here and it all opens up all at one time and just like puts Earth inside of it?
Yeah, reality becomes a big giant Adam Sandler fucking movie.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah.
This reality bends to such a comedic level.
Yeah.
That everything becomes laughable.
Well,
hold on a second. Now everything is starting to become laughable.
Well, every fucking thing does exist somewhere. I mean, the many worlds idea, any idea you can come up with exists at some level.
So you've heard the Ninja Sex Party song "Ultimate Sandwich." It's 5 feet high and 3 feet wide. Yeah.
That sandwich so big you can climb up in that motherfucker and go to sleep.
Yeah. It's made with an explosion of clams and all kinds of other ingredients. And
I don't know. My ultimate sandwich ain't gonna have clams on it. Just not that there's anything wrong with a clam sandwich.
Clam, stirring the pot of clam. Clam diggers. But
yes, sir. I'll give it some chowder.
Hey, you want some fucking clam chowder, baby? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Oh, dude, I would hate to like. All right, you remember was it like last year or year before last when they had that stupid fucking bitch go around the streets of New York getting catcalled all day?
Yeah, which was all made up bullshit. Yeah. They found out later it was complete fucking like editing. Yeah.
So imagine if they would have done that instead to someone in a lobster costume in Boston.
I'll dip your tail in butter.
You look real good. Slathered in Old Bay.
Oh, hell, you could. Here's the thing, about shit like that, dude. Yeah, I'm sure catcalls are a pain in the ass. I could see where that would be a pain in the ass.
I don't know. I've always had a penis, so I wouldn't know.
Well, I've been hit on by fucking gays, and I can tell you right now, it can be a pain in the ass. Like,
you mean the queerosexuals?
Yes. Yeah. What I'm getting at though is you could kind of say I've been mashed on. Do you know what I mean? I've had a fag one time fucking just would not get it through his head that I was not fucking interested. Yeah. And I could see where a woman would get sick of that shit because this asshole was trying to hit on me the same way that you'd expect like some douchebag try to hit on a chick. Same kind of fucking bullshit. And I was like, I was getting ready to the point like, dude, I'm about to knock your fucking teeth out.
Yeah.
And
with my dirt.
No. We're not getting into that one, but hell no. But I could see where women would get sick of that shit. I mean, really.
Yeah.
You've actually seen guys act like total fucking dickheads around women.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
The funnier thing to me though is the beta that makes small talk conversation with the girl that he's interested in.
Yeah.
Because you ever seen like a fish just like randomly just hops up on shore and just flopping around.
Yeah.
Like starving for breath. That's what it's like to watch a beta dude like try to like talk to a chick that he's interested in. It is the funniest shit ever. Like you feel bad for the fish.
Yeah.
You want to go toss him back in the water and be like, no, dry land isn't for you, little guy.
Exactly.
Like, no, she isn't for you, little guy. Come on now.
Go save up your pennies and go buy a hooker or something to run along.
Stop floundering. I mean, come on now.
But no, that mouth is opening and closing and ain't shit actually coming out of it.
Poor little guy.
Yeah. Well, I guess he just should have a beta uprising.
Oh. Oh. No.
Yeah.
Ow. My spleen. So it hit me somewhere in the subcockle area.
Yeah.
So kind of going along with a little bit of a different subject.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been getting into baseball here lately.
Yeah, I've been checking the scores myself.
And
I mean, I never check fucking sports scores.
no,
at all,
like
ever.
like it's caused me to check the scores for a couple of other fucking different teams in different goddamn games
Yeah.
all together. But everyone is losing their shit. The Chicago Cubs have came this far this year.
Yeah.
Because of what is it now, 30 years?
Well, they made the playoffs in, was it 2003?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they had that one dude, the one Cubs fan reach out and catch the ball
Yeah.
away. And that was against the Florida Marlins.
Yeah, they threw a fucking hissy over that shit.
My God, that guy probably had to move out of Chicago. They
Probably.
probably put a warrant on his head and was like, we have to kill this guy.
Exactly.
What
He got to be the GOAT instead of the GOAT, that you drag into the field now. Was it like every year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to make up for it.
No, fuck that. I guess the curse the curse got set and they can't beat it. They ain't going. I might be wrong. They ain't going to win it this year.
They have to make the Back to the Future fucking protection right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that's why I've been checking.
And
because the 21st is Future Day.
21st is Future Day. Is
Yes.
that, like I said, is that 30 years since Back to the Future was released?
Yeah. That was the day they traveled to, October 21st.
Yeah.
They arrived, I think, 4/29. Yeah. I'm a bit of a fan.
Oh no, as soon as you said 420, the only thing that came to my mind was blaze it, faggot. So yeah, I was it's been since like 1908, I think, was the last time the Cubs won a series.
Yeah.
So we were talking about like almost 100 years here.
Yeah. Well, over 100 years.
19...
Mr. Fuck numbers.
I'm done with math.
That's right.
So we have that fucking long, and then it was either 1908 or 1917. Who the fuck's keeping count?
Yeah.
But it's a long ass time.
Yeah. Long time ago.
Yeah. Where they banned goats from being in stadiums, and then you have Back to the Future, which is a staple of any nerd catalog to be classified as, which was one of the mini movies that me and Sick Nasty were obsessed with while we were in high school, and is part of the basis for the Retro Kids time machine thing. And
which someday is going to fucking happen. We've got to make it happen.
Yeah.
Which ties into something else I want to talk about later. I was talking about Rick and Morty.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of disturbed me on a level because I was like, fuck, that's your idea of Retro Kids.
Yeah.
A lot of Rick and Morty is Retro Kids.
It's not...
It kind of is, some of it. But anyway, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later.
What... I totally have a different vision of what Retro Kids is, I guess, than what Rick and Morty is.
Well, I was thinking of the time travel part of it.
Well, it's...
And just the some of the outlandish ideas you've pitched to me, you know.
A lot of the time travel stuff is very stationary.
Yeah.
Like, they don't go out of their ways to mess with interdimensional shit or other things in the galaxy.
Yeah.
It's...
It was their way to go get interesting, cool shit.
Yeah. Well, not even the time travel part was a way to get interesting, cool shit. Mm-hmm. A lot of it, of like... a lot of the retro kids' way to get the neat shit was almost like going through Craigslist ads, like kind of like piecing things together. And I think when we first started coming up with this pre-Craigslist or pre. Yeah. I think we had Free Cycle back then, which, Jesus fucking Christ, what a dated system that was.
Yeah, Yahoo bullshit.
Yeah. He can go by the wayside with Angel Fire. Who the fuck cares? But, oh, wait, no, Yahoo Cities, was it?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah.
What was Angel Fire then?
Angel Fire was, like, they had their email and some other bullshit. It was another bullshit site, make your own little pages and crap.
And it was always like edgy teenagers that were like, "Look at pictures of me," and they wore like shirts with flames on the bottom of them. And
that's right.
And
icy hot stunters.
I'm gonna dye my hair blonde and look like Slim Shady because I'm hedging and buy this Nickelback CD. And early 2000s, how you were so painful.
Yes.
Oh.
I had a GeoCities one time. Yep.
I'm trying to remember if I did. I think I did, but then I never got past like fucking around with text size and color.
I did it as a storage medium, as in just to send a file to somebody. Here's the fucking address where I've uploaded it, so it won't fuck up the mail system.
So like early days of Mega Upload.
Yeah, that's what I used it kind of like.
Oh my god.
Well, come to think of it, the first time, the first Gmail account I ever had access to.
Was it a Garfield mail account?
No, this is Afterward.
Okay.
But it was when Gmail was like invitation only. And I used to go to a site and there was about 5 or 6 people that shared it because we're using it to trade music. Yeah, we mailed to that address and songs and everybody was getting on it. And then after a fucking month or two of doing that, it started popping up, too many accesses, too many people, different addresses touching it. Yeah.
What a way to spoil your fun.
Yeah, well, I got some cool music doing it.
I guess they got to think about putting in the idea of other people's security as their real fucking issue. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like
which Google did drop its do no evil thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't be evil. Yeah, they technically dropped that as their fucking slogan.
Huh. I didn't know that Google had a fucking slogan.
Yeah, for years it was like don't be evil or something like that.
It's going to end up like Animal Farm where they like keep rewriting the rules on the side of their building. It's going to be eventually like 2 legs good, 1 leg better. And
that's what happened to Angel Fire. It went to the glue factory.
They took it around back the chemical shed and shot it. Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, back to baseball. You was talking about that. How the fuck we end up on... Yeah. The fucking tangent cast. But anyway, I was looking, and this is the first sports result I've looked up in forever, was that the Cubs lost to the Mets. Which, it on the face of it, just sounds embarrassing. Even though it's the Cubs, to lose to the Mets?
Dude, when I was a kid, the Mets were the shit. Because of Mike Piazza, but that's a whole nother different story.
So when I was younger, you couldn't give away Mets baseball cards. It was like having a fistful of fucking Expos, you know what I mean? Just back whenever I collected baseball cards, there were certain teams, it's like, fuck. You'd open up a pack and goddamn near sling them across the room.
God, Mets suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was Mike Piazza was the big shit when I was a kid, and they had the that was the first World Series where the Yankees and the Mets played each other.
Yeah.
Which that was a big fucking deal because like they done up their subways depending on like when half of the city that was close to the Mets stadium did up their subway in Mets colors, and then half the city that was closer to the Yankee stadium did their shit in Yankees colors, and so you would constantly see like Yankees subway trains pull into a Mets station. They'd be like, "Boo!" when you got off it. Yeah, they almost started a fucking civil war in New York.
Good God.
Fucking sports fans are goddamn crazy.
Tell me about it. Well, dude, honestly, the last The last World Series I paid attention to years ago was was it fucking Tigers versus the A's? Kirk Gibson and all that. Go back and watch that, his at bat. Kirk Gibson, Mr. fucking Gimp Leg, he come in as like a designated hitter.
Yeah.
And won that fucking game for him.
How long?
Fuck, this is like 89, 90. It was a good game though. That's one that, see, I didn't get to see that. I watched that fucking game. And I hated the fucking A's. I hated them. This is like early days of Canseco and Mark McGuire and all that shit. Fucking hated them. And
well, you just mentioned Jose Canseco and Mark McGuire right there. Those two like giant douchebags.
Oh yeah.
Like you don't even have to be up on sports to know those two guys are just super douche nozzles.
Yeah. But you just get happy when you got your cards out of a pack like 87. Because, you could pull them out of a 40-cent pack and they're already worth like $2.75, $3. Yeah. Yeah. The market was fucking heavily manipulated. But anyway, I remember like watching that game. And I think I've told this story before. He come up to bat and I was like, holy shit, this is a great fucking game. I'm all into it. And my father come in there, literally, just as the fucking pitcher throws the fucking ball. Okay, for the game-winning home run. He throws the fucking ball, and just as it leaves his hand, my father turned that fucking TV off and said, boy, get your ass to bed. And it wasn't until the next day I got to see the highlights. I literally watched the whole fucking game and then missed the pinnacle moment for the whole fucking thing.
Last fucking bit.
Yep. When he won the fucking game.
My fucking God.
Because he was a hellacious hitter, and he'd come in with like a fucked up leg and all that shit. And yeah.
See, there's
well, I remember my buddy the next day was like fucking orgasmic.
Did you fucking see that shit?
Exactly. His family was from fucking Lansing, so
yeah. There's at least one sports ball game that I am forced every year to watch, but yet again I kind of like to watch it every year. And it's Thanksgiving Day, Florida versus Florida State.
Yeah, it's fucking to be hell. That would be hell for me to have to sit and watch a football game. Even baseball is difficult for me to watch now.
It is. There's just something about that game that's bred of pure hatred and vitriol. It's not of like.
I would rather watch curling, to be honest.
Well, everyone likes to think that there's a huge rivalry with Tennessee and Kentucky when it's the same result every fucking year. Tennessee is going to goddamn win, but with this rivalry between, Florida State, both of them are relatively good teams every single year. And they will beat the shit out of each other. Like I know a while back I said how I like to watch college football every now and then because it's young kids giving each other concussions. Yeah, this is the game. Why? Because they just fucking bash into each other, fucking play. They're fucking each other up, pushing each other out of bounds. It was lucky that Tim Tebow survived for long enough to all those years going against Florida State, because they will fucking blitz just like crazy and run over a goddamn quarterback like it was nothing. Every single year it's entertaining. And I remember one year, like, all right, I have two uncles, one of which is a diehard Florida Gators fan. The other uncle is a diehard Florida Seminoles fan. Both of them watch this game. I remember one year fucking Florida shut them out like 31-0. My one uncle was so pissed. His ears were getting red. And this was not like a little bitty victory. Yeah. This is Florida fucking Seminoles. They're like on the edge of being ranked. If they would have beat Florida here, they would have been like within bowl contention. Just it was like the 96 Bulls going against a bunch of kindergartners. Yeah. Sports reference ball.
Fucking Bulls. Oh my God. I was in high school during the early part of that shit.
It's alright. It's okay. It's a Space Jam.
Yeah.
That's the best thing that came from the Bulls. Was the Space Jam.
They're talking about redoing that shit.
Dude.
Yeah, I ain't watching that one either.
They're talking about redoing Space Jam and making a new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Did they run out of ideas from the 80s to steal?
They run out of ideas a long fucking time ago.
But who the fuck, if it's got Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son in it, I'm definitely not going to watch it. That little faggot is insufferable.
Yeah.
In every single thing that he's in.
Yeah. What color's your dress now? Little motherfucker wears dresses.
He also wore I don't know if you noticed this or not, it was posted on 4chan a while back, where he had this picture of himself, and it was like a tweet that he posted, which he posts like fucking stupid tweets all the time that people make fun of.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "What you dress defines you," and he was wearing this hoodie that a photographer had like snap or paparazzo,
mm-hmm.
and down like near like over the like what would be the nipple chest region, you know. It said, "I'm a faggot," down the shirt. Just pretty please. Like, there wasn't no diagonal.
Yeah.
It wasn't straight across. It was straight up and down. Just, "I'm a faggot," on his shirt. No folds in it, nothing.
I wonder, was this somebody playing with the image, or...
I don't know. Like, it was a shitty enough picture to where, like...
Makes you wonder.
If it looked shoop, you wouldn't be able to tell, without really going into it. But it was pretty fucking funny.
Well...
It could have been, though, like, the clothing designer fucking with people, too. And just, like, I'm not going to make this thing say anything else except for "I'm a faggot." And put it on, like, that shit. And they're like, "Oh, yeah, here's a $120 hoodie, kids in Hollywood."
Yeah. $120 hoodie.
Well, you heard about the...
Fucking my ass clenches the idea of paying $35 for one.
I think I gave 19 for this Ninja Turtles one I'm wearing.
Yeah, but I've seen some really good ones. You know, I look and I'm like, $35. Fuck that.
Yeah. Try getting a band hoodie nowadays.
Yeah,
it's like $60.
Yeah, fuck that. I'll just go get me just a plain white one. And think about it. Just go get a plain white one. And just die Atward, motherfucker. Just do your own shit all over it. You know?
Need to give me another black zip-up one. Just a plain black zip-up hoodie is what I like the most. Like, I got this one. I thought it was zip-up when I bought it. I put it on. I'm like, fuck! I need a goddamn zipper, man. I'm fat. I don't need...
Just that, too. And you can fucking regulate the goddamn temperature.
Yeah. And I can fucking flap it.
Exactly.
And then I can grab like the bottom of it and like jump off high buildings and pretend that I can fly.
Yep.
Because that's what you do whenever you're wearing a hoodie with a zip up on it. Don't try that at home, kids. Yeah. Hello, my name's Lunchbox. This is Jack.
Oh. Which, yeah, we've thought about doing some jackass shit. I still want to get a fucking video of you trying to ride one of the mopeds.
It would just be me the entire time with my feet sticking out straight in front of me.
It would be hilarious, though, dude, because I watched you that one time and I couldn't help but laugh the whole time.
It's like I've never learned how to ride a bike. So
yeah, I know, which blows my fucking mind.
It blew a couple of like people that I work with their mind too. They were like, "What? You never?" They're like, "We'll get you a big bike and put some adult training wheels on it." And I was like, "No, I'm good, guys. I can drive now."
It's like my father. He told me it was 1959. He got a big-ass Monarch. And I've seen pictures of it. It'd be worth a lot of money now. You know, this Monarch. And he told me that he was 12-year-old or so. And I think, like 12. And he couldn't ride. And his old man got fucking, like, training wheels for a full adult-sized Monarch. They were technically buggy wheels.
Huh.
Like baby buggy, the old school type. Yeah, I asked him, I said, "Is there a picture of that?" He said, "Oh no, them motherfuckers went in a wood stove years ago." But yeah. He was telling me the very thing. He was like 12 and had to learn, to ride a full-size fucking adult Monarch.
That's fucking crazy. I wouldn't even fucking attempt it now.
I don't know. That's like a fucking 100-pound bike,
dude.
Well,
not only that, it's like, I think if you were to give me any fucking bike and you're like, learn how to ride this, you know what I would do?
Let it sit right the fuck there.
Well, no, I would take the key out of my pocket and be like, "All right, I'll see you later," and just fucking hop in the car, fucking crank it up and go and do what I need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked on a guy's bike the other day. I'd like to get it from him just to get it away from a dumbass. And it's a little trail bike. It's like a 71 Manco. And I was just, when I fixed it, I basically had to unjackass it. I mean, seriously, what motherfucker puts a clutch on a bike and doesn't oil it? And he was wondering why it's making noise and fucking silver confetti's flying out of it. Yeah.
So
silver fucking confetti is flying out of the clutch, and he wonders why it's fucked up. Because he never greased it, he never did shit, he just slapped it on there willy-nilly. It had like a fucking centimeter of play back and forth.
So, metal shavings
everywhere
coming out of the engine.
No, out of the clutch. Yeah, you just see where they are. They got a side shaft. Yeah. When I got on it to look at it, I'm like, well, I'm watching this thing bounce, and I'm like, well, that's probably part of your fucking problem. And I got to notice, and I'm like, holy shit, you know. I could just see like sparkles all in the air around it. And I turned that motherfucker off and got to looking, and sure enough, there was confetti all on the inside of the clutch and the motor. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm thinking it's got a bad case of a retard. That's what it's got.
Like something, if you were to find this on a car, you would take it out back of the chemical shed and put a bullet in it.
Yeah. And this guy, this Manco, it's a good name. It was an actual American-made product for a kid. You could give this to a 12-year-old even today, and the kid would fucking fall in love with it.
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, fun.
Yeah, it's just a classic trail bike. You know, little, I don't know what the hell you would call it, but I fixed it, and it just unbelievable to me how stupid this motherfucker was. Now, I'd love to be able to buy it from him just to save it from dumbassery.
My idea is like, how do you get hooked up with some of these idiots in the first place?
Mainly
because this is not because like
it's
honestly,
not the first time. It's not the first time.
Honestly,
I could deal with
like
morons.
even on the show, dude, like it's just been like random people that have just been like, oh yeah, I had to work on this for this guy, and it's been like,
well, one of the problems is riding these bikes. People see me riding the fucking bikes. You know what I mean? Oh, you work on them? And if somebody's willing to offer me money, yeah, all right, fine, I'll work on your shit if you're giving me money.
Yeah.
But I like riding the bikes, but they're also like one of the worst kinds of advertising. You know?
Well, it's just, that's such a like odd culture to me to think of that. Because I wouldn't, like, if I saw someone driving a car down the road while I was driving, I'd be like, oh, hey, do you work on that?
Well, yeah, but how many fucking mopeds do you see around here? Mine.
Yours. And then like
that one old guy across town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's where I end up meeting these fucking people.
But you would figure that it people just seeing the people that ride them would either get one or two things in their head. It's a kid's thing. I want to buy like a little bike for my kid, you know, a little dirt bike. Yeah. Or it's something that's a hobbyist thing. Yeah. Like you wouldn't go into a model shop for strictly airplanes and be like, oh yeah, do you guys have Gundam?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just an esoteric fucking thing to ask for.
And it's I'm trying to get this to function in my head, but I would never go up to someone that worked on mopeds or scooters or any small engines like that and being like, hey, can you look at my piece of shit that I decided to cobble together? Yeah, it'd be like, can you look at my Gundam model that I decided to cobble together? Yeah. I can't get the chest just right.
Well, nobody around here works on shit at all. I mean, nobody. Dude, if I could, I would open a fucking shop to work on scooters and shit. Because I know I can make money working on people's dirt bikes and
working on even small engines.
Yeah.
Like everyone's lawnmower around here like breaks down at least fucking 8 times a year.
That's a fucking
At
truth.
least 4 of them are my dad's, but
Or the one I tried to mow your fucking yard with that time. Yeah.
the one you got from
Yeah, what's her name? I had to borrow it from her and shit.
oh yeah,
Oh god, that fucking mower is such a piece of shit.
but
I hate that fucking mower.
it seems like the shop that we have in town that's like gone through like a circus of like different people renting in or owning it. It seems like to get like a worse set of jackasses in it that I've never seen before every single time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, where do you get these people from to find to rent this? Like, I haven't known any local to rent that the entire time I've lived in this town.
Which is funny. That very building is where my father worked. The old service station.
The white one or the blue one?
The one across from the post office. It used to be the old Shell station.
Okay, yeah, the white one that all the jackass rednecks seem to rent.
Mm-hmm. Well, my father, years ago, whenever the original owner, when he died, my old man, it pissed him off. He really wanted that fucking building.
Yeah.
And they wanted just way too fucking much, back then. That was something my father, he wanted that building because he could have kept the same fucking business going.
Yeah, it's a damn good shop location.
Yeah. And, he was a damn good mechanic. He's the one that basically kept that place afloat for fucking like 17 years.
Yeah.
People, matter of fact, hell, dude, if you go look on my old man's fucking headstone, there's a goddamn gear and a wrench. Because that's what he was fucking known for.
Yeah.
There's a guitar, a gear, and a wrench. That's what he was known for doing, playing guitar and working on cars. And he would have saved it from the fucking line of jackasses, that owned it.
It's just, it's been like, because it's a nice building. Like, if I had the money,
yeah,
it'd be one of those places to where it's like, oh yeah, I would like to rent it for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And, granted, we're on the ground business, financed all of ourselves and shit right now.
Yeah.
But there's like the occasional time, like we went to the Hearth last night to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There was a sign up in the window that was like $300 a month rent for office space, and I was like,
yeah,
can't right now, but
no,
can't right now. Looked at it and then proceeded to get ripped off over fucking dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, my buddy used to work out there.
It's such a sleazy cast of characters that work there.
Well, back when he was the one that used to run the kitchen years ago, and back then it was worth eating in.
Now, dude, I saw a cockroach crawling up on the walls, and no, thank you.
No,
I don't feel like eating your establishment anymore. But what really cooked the goose for me was 3 food bars on a Saturday, 3 drinks, 1 tea, 1 Pepsi, 1 Mountain Dew. How much would you pay for said meal?
You might as well figure anytime you go into a goddamn restaurant, you're going to pay at least $12-15 a piece. That's what it seems like, know. You probably end up fucking, let's say at least $40.
Yeah.
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 Too damn much.
Yeah.
Too fucking much.
Yeah, my mom jokingly was like, haha, are you going to get this? And showed me the ticket. I looked at it and I was like, fuck no!
Oh. Yeah.
Because like they had...
I don't even... Dude, that's not even something I consider. I don't even consider... I've never my whole fucking life... Eating out has never been a thing for me. It used to be for me growing up especially. It was... I'm serious. A once a year treat. And it wasn't even every year.
For me... It would be literally probably like maybe a weekend thing. Maybe it's what I do on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I'm saying even when I got money in my pocket, yeah, I'm a tight ass, I guess. I guess I am. But I tend to look at what that one meal will cost and I do the immediate math in my head and it's like.
But yet again, I'm not going to go out and get shit that I can easily make at home. Mm-hmm. Like, to me, the purpose of going out to eat...
is to keep from having to fucking cook.
Well, not only keeping to have the fucking cook, but getting something that you don't necessarily want to or have the knowledge to make.
Yeah.
Like Mexican food.
Yeah.
Which is goddamn delicious at La Canasta.
Well, it's just me. I'm a tight ass because I grew up poor. I mean, I really am. I think it affected me. I'm a super tight ass.
For me and my folks, I think we used to eat out, like growing up, probably once a week was our thing. Or once every 2 weeks, I don't remember. And we always used to go, I think I remember it plain as day. We always used to go to Hunan Palace when it was still open over there in Martin. Yeah. It was right next to the movie theater.
Yeah, Shitty Walk.
Yeah, Shitty Walk. And then we would always go to Walmart for like what felt like for fucking ever. Like, because being a kid, I instantly ran into the fucking toy department.
Yeah.
And once I picked out what I wanted within the first like 10, 15 minutes of the trip,
you want to get the fuck out
I wanted to fucking leave.
Yeah.
Which has been a common staple for me as a man my entire goddamn life. So
even as a kid, though, you know the first place I wanted to go to? Let's go look at the guns. That was the first fucking thing I wanted to do. Be like, yeah, we can get to the toys later. I want to go look at the rifles.
I occasionally want to look at the fish, and then like I grew out of that shit real fucking quick.
Yeah, fuck the fish.
Because fish are fucking boring.
Yeah.
I mean, they're tasty, but goddamn, are they boring.
It's like, oh, look at all these bait fish.
It would be like if someone was like watching me in a bowl constantly, and they'd be like, "This fat one doesn't do much." Oh, look, he's shrinking again.
Which, on a side note, we tangented really fucking far from the Cubs. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, holy fuck! Let's reel it back in here.
Well, before we do, if anybody gets a chance, they need to go listen to that song about "Don't Tap on the Glass" by
the Uncluded.
Yeah, the Uncluded.
Which is Aesop Rock and Kimya Dawson.
Yeah, well, I ain't worried about her. It's Aesop. But, I mean, it's a good song.
Ace Rock? Ace Rizzle? The reason why that rap music was invented in the first place? Those are all of his different names.
Really?
Yeah.
Ace Rizzle?
Ace Rizzle. Because he's hip, you know?
Uh-huh.
He can't just go by Ian Bobbitts at all.
Bobbitts?
Yeah. He's a New York native. Come on. Bobbitts.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Cubs.
Yeah, back to the Cubs before we got way the hell out in fucking left field.
Unintentional baseball reference on a baseball subject, but okay.
Yeah. Whew. Good God.
Just smacked that one like way out. Like, that ball did not come down for a while.
No, it didn't. It's like that one that got stuck in the top of the Astrodome. But yeah, just when it come to that, that's the only reason I give a shit about that game. Watching it is because of the Back to the Future, and I don't know what to think, man. With this 21st coming up, it's bothersome.
We have self-lacing sneakers.
Well,
coming out.
Yeah. Which I actually made a huge list of like what come true and what didn't. Just out of the top of my head, just thinking.
Well, the big three for me has always been Cubs winning the series.
Yeah.
Hoverboards, which and
well, that's a sorta magnets. They're basically magnets floating on, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it's this fucking superconductor bullshit, you know, quantum locking. You've seen that effect.
Yeah, and then being able to turn garbage into power equal or greater that is produced by plutonium.
That goes, I'd put that under, I think that goes into the sorta. It's been a huge argument whether or not they actually achieved fusion.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Who knows?
And technically, we can turn garbage into energy. It's biogas.
Or you just bombard it with so much shit that you change the molecular properties of that to plutonium.
You technically could turn a Miller can and a banana peel into fucking plutonium if you was to bombard it with enough shit.
Yeah, but that would cost way too much energy than what it would produce. Yeah,
but it can be done. It can.
But let's hear the truths to non-truths or predictions that came true, the ones that didn't.
Power laces is a sorta.
Well, it'll be out by the end of this year.
Yeah, but a woman invented it a few years back, and when you think about the actual mechanism, what it would take to do it, super fucking easy.
Yeah, and then Nike's incorporating it with the exact same pair of shoes.
Another one that has come out in the 80s, Afterward, which I always thought was influenced, actually I say early 90s. I think it was influenced by Back to the Future. LEDs in shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blinky shoes.
Exactly.
Which I had several pair of when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking.
Which one of the funniest things I ever saw one time was an episode of Cops. And it was a dude trying to run from the cops. And he's running through the fucking woods and shit.
With blinky shoes?
With blinky shoes. And that's how they caught him. Yeah, because they could tell everywhere he run. Yeah. It was fucking, ridiculous. Okay.
Adults used to wear blinky shoes.
Yep. Yes, they did.
I thought that shit was lame when I was 7.
I thought it was lame even when I was like a kid. I ain't putting no motherfucking lights.
I was like 4. I was like 3, 4, and 5.
Well, we used to joke about it. What next? We're going to put a headlight on the front? Have headlights on the front of your fucking shoes.
Don't give them any ideas.
Yeah, they'd make them look like the car from fucking Roger Rabbit or something. All right, here we go. Things that actually have come true. Handless video games. Connect.
Yeah.
You remember the kids saying, you got to use your hands?
Was that a baby's game? I don't know if they were necessarily talking about like...
Mr. That was actually Mr. Frodo Baggins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if necessarily they were talking about like having to use your hands as the peripheral or you being the peripheral, if not as much as like...
I think it was mental controls
that
they're getting at.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think too, which that does exist too on a certain level.
Yeah, it does.
It's high-tech medical shit, and you really wouldn't use it to play...
Yeah. I mean,
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 87 Nose Picker Edition.
Yeah. But it won't be long before, just like that old Clint Eastwood movie. You remember the one where he goes and steals the Russian like stealth fighter, and it's all controlled by your mind.
Yeah.
He has to think in Russian to control it, and someday we're going to have that shit. You know we will.
So to think in Russian, what do you have to do? Like picture Lenin, Stalin?
I guess.
To get it to take off?
It's right, and the smell of beets just wafts through the whole thing,
It smells like borscht constantly. Borscht and vodka. All right, continue before I make myself sick.
That's how Yuri got over here, He stole the Firefox and come over here.
He's not smart enough to pilot a jet fighter. You know how Yuri got over here? He accidentally wound up in a crate of pop-off vodka while visiting Poland.
Gotcha. He passed out
drinking pop-off vodka, and that's how he ended up here. Yeah.
The only liquor I've ever actually poured a whole fifth out. Fuck that.
I should have known that Sailor Jerry.
Yeah.
But that was already explained. I won't go into any more detail of that shit again.
Tangent.
I'm done.
Okay, let me go down the list here fairly quick. Other things that got invented.
Okay.
Bluetooth. Do you remember the glasses that the kids were wearing sitting around the table? You remember when they were trying to eat the dehydrated pizza and shit?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Remember, everything about it is shit we have now. There was a built-in camera. It had an internet, and this was before people even fucking thought about internet.
So it was a Google Glass.
Yeah, you remember they get a phone. Yeah, Google Glass.
Yeah.
They get a phone call. He's like watching the shit he'd been watching on TV a minute ago.
Yeah.
All right. We got 3D movies.
We've kind of had them since the 50s, though.
We've had a resurgence of 3D shit. Holograms. We have working holograms.
Yeah, we have holograms now.
Another one. The fascination with sequels.
Yeah, remember, Jaws 19.
Yeah, it might as well be. Everything else.
You know, I didn't even think about that. You know, the total, like kind of going along with that. Mm-hmm. They planned a total of 10 Fast and Furious movies.
Oh, fuck.
So, like, that would have gotten over halfway to Jaws 19.
Jesus fucking Christ.
All right, continue.
God damn, I hate that movie.
Oh, it's terrible. I know.
All right. iPads. The fucking iPad was invented. Cell phones, iPads was in that fucking movie.
I'm trying to think of like
when the man approaches him in the future about saving the clock tower. He has a fucking device in his hands that looks like a fucking enlarged cell phone kind of thing, and it has a thumbprint scanner on the top so he could transfer money.
Oh yeah.
So Back to the Future technically.
So it had the square card reader thing
on the top, just like they do card readers now.
Whoa.
Yeah, card readers. A modern credit card reader fits in the top of your cell phone through the headphone jack.
Yeah, that's a squared.
Yeah, but you know what actually makes that powered though? It's the old fucking cassette decks. It's the fucking tape head. I swear to God, they are tape heads from like the fucking 80s, 90s that are left over in warehouses. Like PayPal had got them, hooked them up to a headphone jack, and made a card reader out of them. Yeah.
So it like audioly reads that digital.
Yeah, dude, it's just a mag stripe. The back of your credit card is essentially the same as an old cassette.
My mind is fucking blown right now.
Yeah. If you take one apart, it is the cassette head. They're real simple as shit.
I had no clue what that was. I thought it was just made of magic and unicorns, honestly.
Yeah, you could technically, if you knew what you were doing, you could technically swipe a credit card in front of a fucking old-fashioned cassette head and read it. If you could get audio from it or something, like pulses.
It would probably like sound like...
Well, yeah, but think about it. What did an acoustic modem sound like?
Electronic cats being strangled to death.
Exactly. The devil raping them right in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. iPads and cell phones in the glasses form.
Yeah.
All right. That was invented. Flat screens.
Yeah.
Okay. They also predicted the 16:9 aspect ratio. For years, we had the 4:3 television, the square televisions. You look at that movie, it's a flat plasma in the 16:9.
They also projectors too, or
mm-hmm.
yeah, because people didn't think that. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see what else I got here. Overall, when it comes to that shit, the obsession with personal devices.
Yeah.
Because the kids would not drop their devices to sit and eat at the table.
But that was also like a thing that started in the 80s, and they just thought was going to be this thing that continued, which they were right about it.
Yeah.
It gradually going on because, how many television shows or movies that were made around and based in the 80s
mm-hmm.
did little Johnny Two-Step fucking sit at the kitchen table with his Walkman on.
Yeah. And I'm sure by that time there was simple watch games, very simple early Nintendo handheld kind of shit.
And they were already kind of predicting, at least in the Wizard
mm-hmm.
Video game obsession.
That was 88 though, wasn't
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Video game obsession and shit with the kid that owned every single Nintendo title.
You talking about Mr. Power Glove?
Yeah. Yeah, that's such a great...
Wasn't that the I think he grew up and become like a fucking pedophile or something?
Did he?
Yeah, one of the kids from The Wizard grew up and is a fucking registered sex offender or something.
Dude, it would have been funny as shit if it was the littlest kid. California! Rape Van, California. That's where I'm gonna live. I mean, wait, what?
I hate that fucking kid.
Dude, I remember the first time I seen that fucking movie, and I was like, oh, you can fly up in there in Mario 3, instantly stop watching the movie.
Yeah.
Started playing Mario 3.
Dude, that was the only reason we watched that fucking movie.
We wanted hints.
Yeah, we wanted to see the upcoming Mario 3. That movie come out even on videotape before the game come out.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Oh, that's all that movie was advertisement. That's all the fuck it was.
It was a better advertisement than Super Mario Brothers movie.
Here's another one I got thinking about. True. All right, here's another one that popped in my head. Drones. There's 2 drones in the second movie. There's the one that's got the camera on it. You remember whenever a Griff gets fucking arrested?
Uh-huh. All
right. There's a fucking drone that flies up with a camera. There's also another one. You see the drone walking the dog down the street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Right.
they're not propeller drones. They were supposed to be anti-grav, but the concept of a drone.
So they're also coming out with Pepsi Next here, too.
Yeah, they've already released some of them as collectibles.
Fucking 1,500 of them they're being made, and they're like, it's going to be like $20-something a bottle.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's... As
Or Pepsi Perfect, I think.
yeah, Pepsi Perfect, Pepsi Next is already a fucking thing. What the shit? But Pepsi Perfect, and I can't believe like they're only gonna make such a limited run. Like you have something that can literally print money.
Yeah.
You could still charge the same amount of them and make 150,000.
But if you look at that bottle. If you look at that fucking bottle, look at the cap on the top of it. You know what it makes me think of? It's a shampoo bottle.
You know what it makes me think of?
It looks like fucking shampoo bottles.
It is the exact same shape and style of bottle that the Japanese use as the little glass marble thing in the top that you push down.
Yeah.
And it makes like a stopper.
Uh-huh.
And so you have to like sip it. That's the exact same shape bottle that is. So it's not even like it was fucking hard to do. They probably have those same style bottles with just regular Pepsi in it in Japan.
Yeah.
That's the fucking thing about it. And they probably it's like, what if we took off the Japanese Pepsi label and put Pepsi Perfect on it?
Yeah.
Say there's only 15,000 of them and sell them for $21 a piece.
Yeah, we'll take off where it says pickled squid asshole juice.
Yeah. See, they could have like made the 150,000 of them and still charge
20.
even twice the amount. They could have charged $42 a fucking Pepsi bottle, and there would still be Back to the Future fans who'd be like, I need all of them.
Exactly.
That's just Pepsi's dumbass marketing.
Fuck, it's like Nike. What the fuck? Nike made some limited release, shoes. I'm serious, dude. What the fuck, man?
Have you?
They should have been making McFlys out the ass.
It's like
I ought to be able to go to fucking Wally World right now and get a pair of McFlys.
There's Kanye West, everyone's favorite media person.
Yeah.
He made a pair of shoes that were limited edition. And imagine this Twizzlers wrapper.
Okay.
That red. Okay?
Yeah.
Imagine a pair of Nikes being solidly that color.
Okay.
Everything on them is just that color.
Yeah.
There's no distinction. It just is that color.
Yeah.
Guess how much these shoes were?
$400.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all.
And now they're like collectibles items that are like $1,200 on eBay. And I'm like, you fucking stupid assholes.
Well, it's like years ago, 91-ish. All right, I can't remember the guy's full name, but it was, I think, Robertson. I think he played for the fucking... who was it?
Did it? Wait, no.
No. It was a style of shoes that come out. Everybody and their brother fucking wanted these goddamn shoes. And I remember, like, here you had to go all the way to Union City, to a Foot Locker.
Yeah.
And then they were $250.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
The most like I ever gave for a pair of shoes was my Nikes, which still fucking last. They've lasted me now for the past 3 years. Like, granted, like I've blown out some of the sides of them, but I still fucking wear them and they're still comfortable.
Yeah.
Was $120.
Yeah. Well, I paid $88 in, once again, like 92. I paid $88 for a pair of Airwalk.
And they lasted you forever.
You goddamn right they did. This is the best pair of shoes I've ever owned in my life.
It's like, I think the best pair of shoes I ever owned was my Panda shoes. The Jerry Sue America skate shoes, which felt like beds for your feet.
Yeah.
And those are some of those goddamn comfortable shoes I ever had put on my feet, and they were only like $80. But it's still like my I know people that will just go off and buy Walmart shoes and then wonder why they tear up in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, maybe because they're fucking made by slave labor.
It's like $12 and they don't even come in a box. What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, then again, though, I think some of the name brand shoes are made by the same fucking people building the cheapies.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, back to this here. Some other shit that this is me just going through my head, pulling shit out of my ass, that I remembered. All right. Voice activation. The quote Internet of Things now.
Yeah.
The whole house in that movie was voice activated.
Yeah, and you can now have your house where you could do that.
Yep. Biometrics, like we talked about the scanner, put your thumbprint on.
Yeah.
Biff paid for the taxi with it. The door. You remember they had no doorknob. You had to stick the thumbprint, thumb to it. Fucking eye scanners.
Yep.
I got them. I remember in the antique store, selling all the 80s shit. A woman makes a mention of dust repellent paper. And I was thinking about it. Dust repellent paper. What does she mean by that? E-ink? Electronic ink? These, I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's the idea of, it's almost like a fucking newsreader. You program it one time, it flips all these little colored balls in them, and you get a black and white image that stays until you fucking like swipe it with something and change the image.
What? I've never heard of this.
Yeah, e-ink.
E-ink. Oh, that will have to be something I'll look into.
Yeah, they're little spheres, and they're like white on one side, black on the other, and when you hit them with the right field or whatever, they flip the little balls. So it's like a white page with black lettering, and it'll stay that way until you do it again, to give it a new image. Yeah. Well, that's what went through my head. I was thinking about the concept, of dust repellent paper.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Tasers. All right. Which there was cattle prods back then, but you remember they knock out, what's her name? The girlfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Down she went.
Yeah.
All
Don't
right.
taste me, bro. Okay, I got out of the way.
Barcodes on license plates. That shit come out in the early 90s. Very small barcode.
Yeah.
But by golly, there's barcode on the license plate.
Sticker.
Yeah, but it's on the license plate.
Yeah.
Hell, even California was wanting to do an entire thing as a barcode. They actually talked about trying to do that once.
Can you imagine like the dick it would be to like be a cop and try to read like someone's barcode in the car?
That was the reason why they supposedly said no. Their idea was, well, if there's a crime that the citizens should be able to read those plates. No, it was so the cop can creep up on your ass and run your numbers.
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking of. Like, because you're going to be a cop and you're like, is this car stolen?
Yeah.
And then you like push a button and like here's this bright red line and then you're going, you're like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Which they're going to do that. That'll be the next biggie.
Well, it will be a point to where they don't even have to like read the numbers. It'll just like ting, 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 pick up on people.
Well, they're already doing it where the computers can read the fucking plates.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that yeah. Anyway, not even get into that. All right. Here we go. I talked about the flat screens earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple picture-in-picture. All right. He had
that
Marty's kid had 6 screens going at one time.
He did. That's also kind of it was a movie thing even in the 90s where you would see like them not having like picture in picture but multiple screens of the same thing.
Yeah.
Or a lot of screens making up one picture. And then picture in picture, I don't remembering it being a thing until like
the 90s is when it kind of took off.
The late 90s, like early 2000s.
Where it was a little window that would appear up in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's a piece of shit to try to use picture in picture. It's like the most worthless thing that you can have on television.
Yeah. But when you think about it, it's pretty commonplace now.
It is. Yeah. I remember it being like an awesome thing.
All right.
But the only thing that it's used for is fucking sports.
Video picture frames.
Yeah.
All right.
We have them right now. Yeah.
You remember the quote scenery channel? What was that but a screensaver?
And we also have there was this thing they did in Sweden that's probably exactly fucking like this. But all right, you remember the back in the 70s where they had the Yule log burning on the channels? All right, wasn't that the scenery channel?
Kinda. Yeah,
and then
you used to be able to buy videotapes of like a wood fire or an aquarium, and
then Sweden's done this, or it was Denmark, one of those fucking Scandinavian countries, where they put a camera on a boat, and all it was the boat going from one fucking fishing port town to another.
Yeah.
They put a camera on a train, and it lasted for like 20 days.
Mm-hmm.
And people it got the highest ratings there was. It's pretty much nothing TV.
Just showing off the country, just a trip through the country.
The Scenery Channel.
Yeah.
And now we have that.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like not even with outside the realm of digital picture frames, which you could say are pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we now have programming that is nothing.
Pretty much.
You could make the argument, an esoteric argument, that reality TV is already the programming of nothing. But
yeah, it is. It is. Who gives a fuck what this dude? Who gives a fuck who this fucking dude's handing a rose to this week? You know, it's whoever the fuck they scripted it to be.
The hottest whore there.
Yeah. Here's another one. Video conferencing.
Skype.
Exactly, dude. When that come out, that was fantasy bullshit. You know,
when multiple video call things.
Yeah,
the only reason why it was fantasy bullshit, I think it was probably someone's idea way back then.
Well, they had video phones in the 70s, but it was just way too much info to be sending through the lines for a bunch of people.
Yeah, it fucking lacked the infrastructure, we could say.
Yeah, they could have turned that into something, but it just never took off.
It's like Atari having the first modem when they're fucking 5200. It's like, oh yeah, guys, that really would have worked out well.
In a way, it could have. There was some pretty successful shit. The early Sega, I think, had some stuff.
The Sega channel, but that wasn't through the phone line. That was through the cable line.
Yeah, and the Japanese had one where you could download games for Famicom.
Yeah,
from the radio.
From the radio, and then you could also take them to, well, at least for the Super Nintendo, you can take them to these stores, which were blank cartridges, which, I would fucking love.
Yeah.
That's all I want right now is a blank fucking Nintendo cartridge that I can load an SD card into and pop in the machine. Yeah, it wasn't $150 fucking dollars.
Yeah, people would have paid for that. If you'd have brought that shit here, dude, video rental stores, they could have put one in machines in a video rental.
Dude, and there's still, at least for... And then, they would aftermarket.
People would have accepted DRM time limits if they straight come up and said, "All right, I'm going to rent this for the next week."
I want Ninja Gaiden for the weekend.
Yeah.
And then have it where it would charge a battery inside of it for that to last about that long. Where you got say it would charge it for 72 hours worth of gameplay.
Now some hacker would have figured it out. I'm sure.
Charged that battery and kept fucking playing it, but.
He'd have had a fucking car battery sitting on the floor next to it. But yeah, people would have accepted that shit if they'd have marketed it properly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, here's another one. Now the fax machine part is not used like it was. Do you remember when he gets fired and all the papers, the fax machine rolls out, says you're fired all through the house?
Yeah.
Now, fax machines are still used heavily. In business, they're fucking used a lot. Doctors' offices, shit like that.
They're slowly starting to phase out, though.
Yeah. But they do exist. I think, though, what it represented was the importance of instant messaging, SMS. Emails. Yes. Imagine the same thing that you're fired is just popping up on his fucking phone or something.
It's popping up on his phone. It's popping up on his tablet. It's popping up on
the
his TV.
Yeah. All that shit. Here's another one. This popped in my head. The concept. 80s nostalgia. We're fucking waxing nostalgic right now for an 80s movie that itself showed nostalgia.
For the 50s.
Well, for the 80s.
Well, yeah, it showed...
Cafe 80s.
It showed nostalgia for the 50s as well, too.
Yeah.
So...
Well, it was 30 years ago. You think about it. For us, this is 30 years ago. And for them, that was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dehydrated food. We don't have the pizza.
No, we have, well...
We don't have that. But by golly, you can go to Costco and buy an entire year's worth of survival rations in one whack.
I remember when I was a kid, when it was they advertised it as astronaut food.
Exactly.
And now you can go down to Walmart and get you some camping rations, I think is what they market them as now.
Believe me, I'd love to be able to put a bunch of shit like that back just because. There's some of that shit you can store for like 25 fucking years.
Yeah, hopefully MyPatriotSupply.com will be a nice sponsor for us in the future.
I'd advertise fuck out.
I would too.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can do the $99 telephone special that I hear every morning on the radio.
Yeah.
It's a month's worth of food for 4 people for $99 at MyPatriotSupply.com.
That's right.
If you're listening to this right now, you can go ahead.
And I personally will take my payment in food.
And money.
Money for you. I'd be just as happy. Just give me the damn survival rations.
Well, I have my my survival rations in I can probably go and get some soy sauce and chili cheese dogs for the time being.
Yeah, well, you know what I've got. Spam, spammity spam. Okay, here you go. Here's another one. Outside of one of the, like in the back alley. Yeah, I think it might have been of that store, the antique store.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the big giant crushed cubes of laser discs? Laser discs were big shit, but nobody had them. They were expensive as fuck. That was a rich person's item, at least around here.
Yeah, it was probably for everyone since they were so fucking expensive.
Yeah. Well, today the same thing could be pretty much said for DVD
and CDs,
even Blu-ray.
I don't
We're getting into streaming now. People would rather stream it, and
you can't get 4K quality.
True. You could download movies, but they don't want you to fully download shit and keep it.
Yeah, even if you were to buy a copy of a movie and then have it stream, say, through Amazon, it would still be through a stream.
Yeah,
it's not as good as a full blown what you can watch with the DVD. Which there's the different hertz on some televisions that you can switch back and forth in between.
Mm-hmm.
One of which I'm looking into very heavily for whenever I get my house done, and I decided to get my 70-inch television. There's one where you turn up to the higher hertz, and one of the guys who I watch on YouTube, Wow Krindor, he got the Blu-ray of the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy, and he wanted to watch it on this new television that he got.
Yeah,
and he could see the makeup lines around their neck.
Yeah, there's a certain point where that was one of the problems with HD when it come out. They were bitching about like newscasters.
Yeah.
I don't really want to see the makeup and the pores in his goddamn skin. I don't need to see all that.
Well, take the days of like Betty Davis when black and white was all a thing, and they used to like paint their faces like a different, to shape it certain ways.
Have you seen the pictures of the newscasters during like the early color days when the makeup was like bright fucking primary colors?
Yeah.
Be a guy standing there, he's got like fucking blue makeup all around his eyes.
Yeah, that's what this was. Except for it was like black and like different tones and shit. It was like black, grays, and whites. And so it'll look like, you see this person face to face, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You turn around and you watch one of their movies, you're like, oh, they really contours their face well.
You think they'd come up with a new form of makeup, like literally, the Max Factors of the modern world would figure out a way to blend that shit.
Well,
they probably are.
They already did. Like once the color film came into effect, they were like, "Oh, we have to make that look."
Yeah, I'm talking about the modern version of it. Like, hey, man, we've got to figure out a way to tone this shit down.
It would be they would have to do full body makeup now to make everything perfected.
Yeah,
or you just be lazy, CGI everyone into the movie.
The Michael Bay effect.
Exploding knees.
Exactly. Okay, here we go. Here's another one that popped in my head. Instant weather reports.
Constantly.
You can get weather reports all the time. And we're not going into it very far. Weather manipulation. We know we can see clouds. We know for a fact you can see the cloud.
But That's been a thing though since the Weather Channel's been around though. Instant weather reports.
Yeah.
So it's been out for quite a while.
Yeah.
But now we just get them on our phone.
I'm talking about them turning also as well turning the rain on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, where he was checking his watch and did it by the watch. Here we go. Urban decay in general. And the rejuvenation of town centers. Think about it. Even, okay, you had they've mentioned it in Biff's world, where the suburbs were just falling the fuck apart. And even in the good future, they lived in a bad area. You know, the Lion Estates had decayed and become like pretty shitty properties. You know, what had been a yuppie fucking shit back in the past decayed. But the town center still looked nice. And look what cities are doing now.
Yeah, that's...
You get the outside layers of the fucking city are just going to hell. But they want to build up the downtown and get that business in there.
It really depends on like which area you go to.
Yeah. But
like,
I'm saying it does exist.
Like as soon as like an area starts to go into urban decay, you know what they do? They build a new area, and they let that one go to ruin. And then like once the new one goes to ruin,
yeah, they
build a new area.
Yeah, yeah, and then some guy comes along, does gentrification, where he buys up all this decayed, you know, fucking properties, and then builds new shit.
Yeah,
new urban sprawl over top of it.
Fucking terrible. That's what they did around the church my grandparents used to go to in Paducah.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what they did.
All right, here's another one. The money. They hint at it. You know, remember when Doc is like handing him money, he's got money from all different time periods, which is the idea that the money will change and be different.
Keep changing, yeah.
That was one.
They've always had to keep a step ahead of counterfeiters.
Yep. Now here's some things though that they fucking missed bigger than fuck.
Okay.
They missed this shit bigger than fuck. There ain't no Queen Diana.
No.
Nope. Ain't no female president.
Nope.
Hopefully no. Nope. I'm thinking hopefully no Hillary.
Nope. Oh, stop it. Keep going. You're killing me.
No Hildebeest.
Yeah.
Which her vice president's going to be named Castro.
She named a vice president?
The fucking Castros, for last I heard. The world has stood on its head. Just, you know what I mean? The world has stood on its head. Okay, here's another one. There ain't no double ties. That never become a thing.
Double ties?
Yeah, they wore two ties.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
I
don't know, with hipsters, it might be.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There ain't no Pontiac dealers no more.
Yeah.
Taylor Pontiac. You remember, I think it's what it was in the show.
No, they're all Dodge and Chrysler dealers now. They sell Pontiacs.
There's no suspended animation clinics. Or kennels. You remember they put Einstein in a...
Suspended animation, yeah.
Yeah. All right. The abolishment of lawyers. The one fucking thing you wished could happen, huh? Yeah.
Whew. Well, I think that was just a wishful thinking on the producer's part.
Well, on top of it, though, do you see how fast that Griff gets fucking convicted?
Yeah.
All right. Isn't that kind of what's happening right now? Like, fuck your rights. We're going to do what we want.
Like Bill Cosby at the beginning before they really knew that it was all about the Jell-O pudding rapey pop.
Yeah.
He likes the rape flavor.
Yes, he does.
The roofie colada pudding pop.
Do you like roofie coladas?
I think everyone that Bill Cosby's ever slept with does.
Yes.
Stupid.
I didn't like it long.
They may have. Who knows? We weren't there.
That's right. I keep expecting it. Just on that note, I keep expecting it someday. We're just going to hear it, you know, like that he roofied fucking Rudy or something. It just...
I don't know if it's going to go that far.
Yeah.
Down the goddamn rabbit hole or not, but...
Theo's going to fucking come out about, you know what I mean? Waking up in fucking Cosby's trailer with his ass hurting or something.
There's a strange white liquid. Malcolm Jamal Warner is that guy, and dude,
I had a sweater stuffed in my mouth.
Dude, that guy looks like the biggest black hippie piece of shit that you ever see. Like,
Really?
Yeah, Theo now looks like he can know shit. Like sit around in a drum circle for like peace, love, in Africa.
So when he went to Hillman College, we know the group that he was hanging out with.
Yeah, the fucking
Hillman, Tillman, whatever they called that shit.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Dropping rhymes like Cosby dropping babies. R.I.P. ODB.
Like Cosby dropping roofies. Oh, plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
These roofies really help me sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
But, you know, thinking of the Back to the Future, I was talking about it earlier. I'm disappointed in it. I don't... It bothers me that we are in technically going to be the future.
Yeah.
My whole life, I grew up waiting for this time.
My dad was talking about how he was in the 60s and they were all promised a flying car.
Oh, yeah, I was promised a flying car.
Oh, yeah, in 1985.
Well, even before that, I was watching Jetsons and... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No flying cars, no fucking hoverboard.
And if you think about it now, we live in quite the weird time compared to, like, everything else.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just...
Cause we're
supposed to be Magic Land.
Well, it kind of is in a way.
Yeah, in a way.
Like you and I, our relationship wouldn't have even began if it wasn't for the internet.
Yeah.
What we're doing right now wouldn't have been...
fuck wouldn't exist. No.
People that you and I both know would have been strangers thousands of miles away.
Yeah. I mean, hell, you were talking to some dude, you know, like other side of the world. Just, you know, you talk to him regular.
Yeah.
You know, that shit ain't happening. Yeah, maybe you'd have been making a long distance call because, you know, but then paying how much to fucking do it?
They're trolling your parents by seeing a $30,000 phone bill.
God damn.
Because you decided to call India one day?
Or being like me as a fucking teen, the only way you could make a long distance call was by fucking boxing a goddamn phone junction. You know, go out with a receiver and clip into it.
Oh, Christ, no.
Yep. Yeah, we did that a bunch of times.
But it's... We live in... I guess they were thinking that technology would just be overall this thing to bring this together. And it has to a point. It's made the world increasingly more small than it's ever seen before.
But it's also created a wedge between everybody, dude.
Yeah. Like, the art of the conversation is dead.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking gone.
Like I've been saying that for fucking years, and I'm quite happy with myself to be able to keep a fucking... be a millennial, a piece of shit millennial, and be able to fucking talk decent.
Yeah.
No matter how many times I say I'm done with words, I mean,
yeah, I
still have to use them on a daily basis.
Well,
I don't walk around saying, great, bait, mate, rate, 8 out of 8, how you doing?
Yeah.
Sup, yo, bitch.
Well, the thing I'm thinking about, and it kind of bugs me, I'm thinking of, how can I put it? Okay, I grew up in the 80s, and we looked at 55 and that's why they made the movie. That 30 years difference seemed like a completely different fucking world. It was absolutely fucking alien. And now when we look back on it, it's like, dude, the 85 and 55 was a lot closer than we fucking thought.
Yeah. I mean,
they were very similar in that.
If you were to take someone right now from 1985 and bring them here,
oh my god, they'd lose their fucking mind.
They would be like, even take out the fact that them seeing Back to the Future before. Say you brought them back here before Back to the Future came out.
Yeah,
and even like with half of the shit, they're like, you have a whole thing. You can. There's just movies beamed into your house, and you choose which ones you want to watch.
And you can walk around and watch them like on a Walkman,
on a
Dick Tracy watch. That's why you would think of it.
Yeah, on a giant Dick Tracy watch. That screen is as big as the television I had when I grew up, and you carried it in your pocket.
Yeah. At the same time, though, he might be absolutely horrified when he sees phone zombies.
Yeah.
Which, that horrifies me now, to see phone zombies. And you see them all over the fucking place. People that cannot break themselves away from it.
And the thing is, it's not even all piece of shit millennials that do it either.
Everybody now.
It's older people that do it quite a fucking bit.
Yep.
And it's such a thing that I can't believe that it's such a fucking problem that we have to have advertisement campaigns to tell people, hey, don't use this thing while you're driving.
Yeah. Hell, I almost run over a girl in Portland, Oregon because she walked right out in front of the fucking car. I mean, dude, that bitch walked right out in front of the car. I had to slam on the fucking brakes. Literally slide to a fucking stop. I mean, I wasn't going that quick, but it fucking chirped the brakes and shit. And I honked the horn just at the same fucking time. And she looked up, dude, boy, she yanked her head up, looked at us, was like we had shot a gun. And she looked around. It was that second where she stopped and looked around like, holy fuck, I'm in the middle of the goddamn street. She was oblivious to the fucking world. And of course, I stuck my head out the window and, told her, wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
But
there's a little experiment that anyone can do that's listening right now. Mm-hmm. If you take your thumb, you hold it out to your side, and then focus on it, that is the only amount of focus that you have. That's it.
Yeah.
When you're looking at something, everything else is fucking tunnel vision. Mm-hmm. Like, our eyes can perceive like all of these fucking things. When it fucking boils down to it, we got that.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So when you're telling me that it's okay for you to text and drive at the same time,
yeah, bullshit.
You're a fucking dipshit. You're a fucking dipshit asshole that should be pulled over and beaten with sticks by any pedestrian that it sees you texting and driving.
When I was younger, when I was a teenager, I used to be really bad about it. And I guess for then, it was that time period's version of it. I used to like walk, to and from school and other places, and I would be reading a book. Have a paperback in my hand, reading the fucking book, walking to school.
Yeah.
And I remember tripping over shit, and it's the modern equivalent, something taking your fucking attention away.
But you didn't do it. Did you read a book while you drove?
No, not while I was driving. I used to sit at the table and eat and read at the same time.
Did you ever get a ticket or did
no?
Were you able to take pictures of your dick and then put them in the book?
Close it. Have your buddy open a book and there's the picture.
Yeah.
No. Never happened. Which that's the modern version,
It's
I don't know. It's just think about it. 1985. I think back to the 85 to 55 difference, and I look at it now, 85 to now. I'm sure young people, in 85, I was 11-year-old. You ask an 11-year-old now, what was 1985? And it kind of... Well, it kind of scares me, the concept that he thinks of 1985 like I thought of 1955. Yeah. And I don't know, man. It makes you feel old. And it's like so disappointing as fuck, that the future we were promised sure as fuck was not delivered.
I'm really like trying to think right now, like if I hold that mindset that 11-year-old would still have about what is my version of 1955, And I guess it's because I'm a little bit too aged
Yeah.
that I'm able to see everything as like a linear line of progression. I can't go back and just be like, the 70s were Pac-Man, the 80s were Pac-Man, it was all Pac-Man.
Yeah.
So it was Pac-Man and E.T. I tried to rationalize with that because I know exactly where you're coming from. I was like, do I think like that?
Yeah.
And then it dawned on me. It's like, no, you can't do it. I'm like, fuck.
Well, I think there might be a bit of difference in that. Look at, like, especially television, 55 to 85, black and white.
You had 4 channels.
Well, 4 channels. You had black and white TV, and then color TV. But then again, it didn't. I grew up in that fucking existence where it might have been 85, but we still had a fucking black and white TV.
But it's not even it's not even that. It was, you still had like the ability to have cable. Like if
we could have had cable in, but that was rich people shit.
Yeah, but it's way different than the technology of what was available in 1955.
Yeah,
because here you are, you're getting everything through damn near radio frequency to watch CBS News to here's a direct cable, and you don't have to worry about signal anymore. What?
Why ain't there no cord on that fucking house phone? Like the early fucking cordless phones?
Yeah.
Which come out in the 70s. Yeah, they were keyed like walkie-talkies.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm not shitting you. They look like walkie-talkie, had a base station. Yep.
Well, the cordless phones now, they saw the base station.
But... Yeah, but it was different. You actually had to key it on and off like a walkie.
So
you can actually go find it. Go look up like old Sears catalogs, and you can see them and
jerk off to the bra and panty pictures.
Well, yeah, that's what it was for, right?
I mean, you don't actually shop in the Sears catalog. It's like whenever someone like.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
You're shitting me. It's like whenever I see QVC boxes in someone's house, I'm like, this is still a thing? We live in 2015 where Amazon is everywhere. Like, literally, I bought that charging station.
Yeah.
When I was going to work one day.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I want a PS3 charging base station. And then I was like,
and you were buying it driving down the road.
Oh, yeah, totally. I was reading customer reviews going down the road.
That's right.
But it's just, I don't. That's the fucking mindset that I don't understand. But yet again, it was fucking commonplace in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like, "Oh, you want something that you've seen on the QVC?"
I remember when that shit was like coming out, and I remember them being kind of weirded out by it because I was like, "Yeah."
You can tell that none of these channels are made for men.
Yeah,
even like the knife and gun showing channels.
Yeah,
you know why? Because they take too goddamn long on one product.
Exactly.
We want the name, what it does, what it's made out of mostly, who makes it,
now,
then move on.
Yeah, you show the knife. All right, now I want you to turn around, stick a pig with it, hack into a big 2x4, and see if you can still slash a fucking manila rope hanging from the ceiling in one lick.
And then a tomato at the same time.
And shave with it. All right. I think the biggie, the biggie for me, the big disappointment in the whole thing about this being the future, we don't have a lot of the shit that they promised. The big stuff,
like actual promises.
Actual promises. I mean, this shit was genuinely promised us ever since the fucking 60s.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, the flying car." The flying car is something. It is something, but it was the technology behind the flying car. I wanted fucking anti-grav. I wanted the ability to fucking Star Trek our ass to the next fucking galaxy.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
I don't. All right. If given a choice, where I could, they hand me a fucking golden ticket and the Enterprise shows up and they say, "Hey, we'll take you to a fucking new world."
And then Augustus falls in the chocolate. And
that's right. Yeah.
And the fat bitch ends up being sucked up in... Wait, no. The fat bitch ends up being rolled away by the Oompa Loompas.
Yeah, for juicing.
The one kid gets turned into a TV dinner.
Yeah,
and,
Veruca, she's a bad egg. And
yeah, she goes down to the furnace.
Yeah.
For licking too many schnozberries.
But that what I'm saying, that's the big disappointment for me. I feel like I don't feel fulfilled.
I've always had, like, I guess, I've always had, like, a spoonful of realism ever since I was a kid about the whole
I have
flying car thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, growing up, my parents were like, oh, yeah, flying cars, that's neat, but I'll probably never fucking see them.
Well, we were promised it all the way back to Jetsons, before the Jetsons, you know. I grew up on a solid diet of science fiction, and we were promised that we'd be on fucking Mars by now, and NASA's now saying 2030. Maybe.
Kind of. Hopefully.
Yeah.
China doesn't beat us.
Yeah, I mean, look at 2001, the Pan Am Clipper and the fucking the space stations, and none of that shit's fucking come true yet.
Well, Kubrick was way ahead of his time anyway, so...
Yeah, it's Kubrick.
I mean, let's think about it. They didn't have an international space station when 2001 came out.
No.
And they pretty much, like, there's a few parts on the INS that looks like some parts of the space station from 2001.
Maybe the shafts coming out, the spokes going out to the wheel.
Yeah.
Damn it. We could have had that shit, dude. If they had followed the actual plans, some of the early plans, where they would take the secondary stage, basically the thing that held the fuel, the empty tanks. And the idea was to carry them in a low Earth orbit, be able to push them up higher. We could have had a station from things like the fucking tanks that they jettisoned from the fucking shuttles. Where you take these... All you gotta do is open them up to the vacuum, purge all the old fucking fuel out. It's a sealable container.
Yeah.
You could build a station out of shit like that.
The thing is, like...
and that's doing it on the cheap. That's just using the
they
recycling
Yeah,
shit.
but they don't train... I think NASA's problem isn't a lack of technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have fucking CERN, for Christ's sakes.
No, the Europeans have
the
CERN.
The Europeans have CERN, but
we got fucked out of that one down in Texas.
A collective group of scientists have been able to create super colliders and shit like this.
Yeah.
We have a staffing issue. We have a staffing and a monetary issue.
Yeah. Instead of spending money in Afghanistan, let's give that trillions of dollars to NASA.
Instead of training thousands of fighter pilots a year, why don't you train thousands of astronauts a year that are able to... Astronauts and engineers.
Yeah.
That are able to actually go out there and build shit.
Yeah, and just like what come from the Apollo program, look at all the shit that did really come from the Apollo program. If we'd had pushed NASA like it should have been, dude, we might be in that Back to the Future world. Think about it.
Helium-3 mining, maybe. But...
Well, yeah. Yeah. Dude, we should be on the fucking moon by now.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
Being pissed off at each other constantly.
Yeah. Well, fuck. Even as a kid, I was being raised up on that. It'll be a few years and we're going to have colonies on the fucking moon. And
I never got that.
Well, yeah, you weren't an 80s kid,
no,
man.
I was too busy watching Batman and eating Chuck E. Cheese pizza and...
Yeah. I can remember being like 4 or 5-year-old and playing with my Apollo moon rocket. Yeah, I had this really cool fucking Apollo toy rocket and had a capsule on the top, and it was fucking awesome.
I can remember being 4 or 5 years old and having my turtle van and the Batmobile crash into each other constantly. And then the Ninja Turtles would hop out and beat up the Power Rangers. And
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah.
Yay, 90s!
Yeah. For me, it was, He-Man and
the
company.
decade where everything died.
Yeah, Yeah. Oh, so for me, it was He-Man beating up on G.I. Joe because he was physically bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was He-Man, though,
Who cares if he was gay?
Cartoon He-Man, yes. The original He-Man from the comics that come with the original figure.
Yeah.
That was a manly He-Man.
But Prince Adam, for the most part, was a fag.
He was a fag.
He was a fag.
Yes. But, something I've been watching of late, and it kind of ties into the Back to the Future. It's a direct ripoff. And it's like I mentioned earlier about, I mentioned Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
About the retro kids ideas, I sit and watched both seasons, the whole thing of Rick and Morty.
So fucking good.
I agree. It is a good show. It's a good show. But once again, I was kind of disappointed in it. And I don't like... For me, I'm seeing it in almost every episode. I don't like some of the fucking little lessons that they seem to push. Like... The only guy who's actually truly free, that has this desire to be free, is completely psychotic.
Well, he's only psychotic, I think, because he knows I don't want to use the word psychotic to describe Rick. I really don't. Because to me, he just seems like the ultimate realist.
Yeah.
Because he truly doesn't... It's not like an idea of freedom. Mm-hmm. It's more of an idea of he don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Well, see, that's one of the things that kind of bugs me, and I understand the concept. The idea was that the universe is so fucking big. There's so many worlds. Anything is fucking technically possible in the multiple worlds idea.
Well, do you remember...
It doesn't matter. That the only thing that matters is your particular... you, and that's it.
Well, you remember where the episode, I think it was the finale of season 1, mm-hmm. where they fuck up everything really badly. Like, everyone's turned into, 8 different creatures and are crawling around the blocks.
What do I fucking call it? Cronenberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Cronenberg people.
And they had fucked up so bad that the only solution was to...
Yeah, go to a world that they had died.
Yeah. And what made an impact on me for that show just being more than a haha funny comedy on Adult Swim, look at the Aqua Teen Hunger Force, it's so silly.
Yeah.
It was a scene where Morty was talking to his sister, and it was after the episode. It was near the end of the episode where they had put on the VR Oculus looking thing.
That's episode 4 in season 2.
Yeah. And he goes he explains to her that when I came here, I was dead.
Yeah. I eat my breakfast 20 yards away from my dead body every day.
To me, that was the trigger in my head. I was like, holy shit, this is such... Mm-hmm. And I hate using this word again. It's such an existential kind of realization of... Mm-hmm. Because there's multiple worlds, you can be dead in half of them.
Yeah.
You can die right now in half of them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just being...
Well, it's an endless number. I mean, it's every fucking thing you do. Every fucking thing down to the molecular level. One fucking change in one proton on the backside of the fucking universe creates a new universe.
Yeah.
And it's doing it... You can't even count the number of changes being made at every fucking second. The number of worlds... It's splitting into
in such a small amount of time that we can't even fathom how small of a time that it is that's happening.
Exactly, and in that quick a time, it's already split,
and some of them are dead already.
Yeah,
and it's just to me, it's just
it's a really nihilistic way of looking at it, though. I mean, life is the only things that are important in life is what you assign value to.
Yeah.
But they seem to kind of push this idea that you really shouldn't give a fuck about anything. It's the way it come across to me. It was almost like, why care about anything at all? And it was kind of a downer watching this shit.
there are some episodes that have like a tone of family mattering.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the recent ones where you explained to me earlier, Mr. Poopy Pants, Mr. Poopy Butthole, or
Yeah, the parasite
yeah
things.
Because that totally threw the way that they wrote it was like a complete logic loop, because I had the Sleepy Dave was actually the kid's father, because
Yeah, and then what's his name? The father was a cuck, and
yeah.
Which, okay, part of the lesson there is, they only had good memories of all these parasite creatures. And life gives you, well, sometimes bad memories.
Yeah.
And you got to take the good with the bad. But, I don't know, just...
I don't necessarily see like the absolute nihilism in it. I don't know.
Well, there was other shit, man, like... All right, the world where Unity took, this creature controlled an entire fucking planet.
Yeah, and then like Rick fucking parted her face off.
Yeah. And like these people really had no purpose until they were unified as one big entity.
Yeah.
And this concept gets carried into other ones, and this is in quite a bit.
And until the guy who doesn't give a fuck and then is free comes along, then he's able to free these people.
Yeah. But, all right, one of the episodes was about the Amish world that had the purge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I think that was the next to last or last episode, something like that. That one bugged me because it shows them these people, simple people, living a good life, and they purge every year because they live this fake world where they get along and are nice to each other. But then there's that whole scene where there's this fucking ruling elite, and they're literally having a party laughing at how the peasants are killing each other. And it's a way to get rid of the fucking extra mouths, kind of the useless eaters concept.
Yeah.
It keeps them in power, and they're laughing about it. Well, then the girl shows up, purges them to free her people. All right? And at the very end of the episode, when Rick leaves, Rick and Morty leave, they proceed to get into an argument because they're no longer controlled. They're not free. What's the first thing they do? They fucking fall back into savagery and reinstate the purge. And the lesson there says... yes, these people running everything are evil, bad people. But they kept the fucking trains running on time. And that without being fucking controlled, people would just be barbarians any fucking way.
I think it's more of showing the cycle.
The cycle, yes. But do you see what I'm saying? It's almost like they were saying, accept the establishment.
Like they'll eventually, what's that showing is they'll eventually replace with a new establishment that won't become corrupt. And
yeah.
It's just, I watched something today over the French Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
And there was someone who was in charge of finding pretty much the enemies of the state at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And he became so corrupt with his position and sent so many people to the guillotine, they sent him to the guillotine for being corrupt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just something that happens. It's human nature, for all lack of words, because we haven't gone past first stage civilization yet. And... well,
there was certain, though, they hit upon this idea over and over and over of like a ruling class, a ruling elite. This one world unity idea. The one of the episodes. Do you remember the and the dysfunctional family concept? That's been
a television trope since the 90s.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that show is trope. I mean, there ain't a fucking concept they haven't ripped off, during it. But it bugged me when it showed the father. Like his avatar, that creature that got created, they were spineless worms. The mother was literally a big black widow fucking monster that
Yeah,
just ruled
yeah.
things, you know. And then that one where the Earth gets taken over by the Galactic Federation. You know, the last episode of season 2, where Rick goes to fucking, well, spoilers if you ain't seen it, Rick goes to fucking prison.
Yeah.
All right. And the Earth gets taken over with no fucking fight. No fucking fight. The Galactic Federation just comes in and takes fucking Earth. Just takes it. The father, who's been unemployed this whole time and fucking useless, at the very end, why? Yay! I finally have a job because the government assigned me one.
They're just trying to show how useless the father is.
Maybe. But there's that underlying current of accept this fucking one unified fucking bullshit thing, and government creates jobs, and you know, that the shit that isn't fucking shit that wouldn't really work, you know?
You couldn't build that. Government built that.
Exactly. Do you see what I'm saying though about
Yeah.
the concept? That bugged me because it kept hitting on it and hitting on it and hitting on it.
They did it in so many different ways, though.
Well, at first I was like, okay, it's just the comedy. It's just the way they're doing the comedy. Okay, I understand it. And then I watched the creators of the show. I watched their appearance at Comic-Con 2015. Guess what? I'm pretty willing to say they're fucking hipster leftists. Yeah. One of the guys fucking worked on the show Community.
Yeah.
That ought to tell you every fucking thing you need to know right there.
I just don't watch Community.
I don't either, but
Like, I have this very... We differ on a thing where you, depending on like the people that make the show, if you don't like them, you tend to not like the show. Or if you don't like the people that like the music, you tend to not like the music. You don't be like, no, it's a reoccurring thing.
The music in that show did bug me too.
Well,
It's some hipster shit, dude. Mazzy Star.
okay,
Okay, there
they
you go.
played My Morning Jacket on American Dad.
Yeah, well, I played Pon 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 too.
Okay, but that's just something that I see that you tend to more do, and it's something that like you'll read into. I don't give a fuck about it. You entertain me. You keep me laughing.
Yeah.
Do what the fuck you want to do. I mean, you don't.
I do read into shit, is it? Because, dude, I'm always analyzing shit. There's a part of my brain at all fucking times is analyzing shit, and even when I don't want to do it. I can't look at porn without seeing every mole and freckle and pimple on the chick's ass.
You can't. I guess you're the type that looks at every single detail.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm not even doing it on purpose.
No, it's just who you are. Like, I see the big picture and I'm like, this big picture pleases me.
Yeah.
Like the end result guys, and then fucking turn the switch off and they do whatever the fuck they want to. Because like, I could honestly give two shits about the political policy of someone that makes a funny cartoon on Adult Swim. Because you know how much their opinion matters to me?
Not a lot. Not
pittance.
Yeah.
They can be like how leftist is Hollywood anyway? Honestly.
Yeah. You know, well, yeah.
I mean,
how Reb was fucking Stalin. It's the same kind of question.
Yeah,
you know?
it doesn't matter. He was covered in blood.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's stupid, or to me it's not stupid. It's just, they do something on their own personal time. And,
well,
it's their mindset, their personal thing. I can imagine that like say, it's like when we make the Retro Kids.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to be like all these different like messages and shit that we can incorporate. And even though like I want it to be a completely non-serious show, mostly based on the nostalgia of things, to have nostalgia for things.
Yeah.
Like a recapturing of youth, like an actual being yourself kind of fucking thing. But even then, like, there are going to be people that will watch my Comic-Con thing and be like, he's a fucking conservative asshole. I don't want to watch this show. And I'm like, fucking why? Like, do I come to your house and tell you need to vote a right wing just because I make a fucking funny television show?
Well, all right. Yeah, like I said, I liked Rick and Morty just as a show.
Yeah.
And I'm going to admit, I'm going to watch it when it comes out again. If they make a movie, fuck, I'll watch that too. Because were we going to get any kind of content anywhere near this? We're not. No. This is the only source we're going to get. But just like with Star Trek, I'm a fan of Star Trek. But really deep down, I can't stand the politics of Star Trek.
Yeah.
I would tell the Galactic Federation to go fuck itself.
And in a way, those are kind of the politics of Gene Roddenberry.
Yeah, well, they were. Oh, yeah. You read his history. Oh, yes. I mean, the Great Burger of the Galaxy was, I fucking
know,
leftist as fuck.
I know if Gary Gygax is here today, we could both fucking hug him. He was probably liberal as shit.
Yeah. But I'm saying, though, it does irk me. It irks me like seeing certain Star Trek episodes. Just certain concepts. And I don't like the fact, it's not that they're being presented. Everybody's free to fucking voice their opinion. I just don't want to be sledgehammered in the fucking head with it.
Oh yeah, when it's a ham-fisted attempt that isn't even like tried to like put like when everything else around it isn't entertaining.
Yeah,
like Avatar and save the planet. Natives have never done anything wrong ever.
Yeah,
really, you fuckhead. Really? You're James Cameron, you're the guy that made fucking Terminator, and you want to tell me not to cut down a fucking tree? Eat a dick.
Yeah.
Eat a bag of dicks. Like, you can go and take that fucking policy shit and turn it sideways and shove it right up your candy ass.
In the words of Eric Cartman, I don't give a fuck about whales, so go and hug a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care. Like, be as lefty fucking... hippie commune living that you want to.
A perfect example though of Star Trek. Do you remember the fucking the two aliens? They're the last two of their fucking kind, and it was obviously a fucking thing about race war and all this shit. Where one alien had white on one side of his face, black on the other, and the other alien's identical, but his colors were flipped. That fucking episode is so goddamn in your face. It is fucking unwatchable.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I get the concept, but Jesus fucking Christ.
And you know what episode? I had to fucking roll back the Rolodex in my brain and be like, oh yeah, that was a thing. That's not very memorable among Star Trek fans. You know what's memorable among Star Trek fans?
Picard surrendering in the first fucking episode?
No. Here's that for you. But, what is the original series... And this just came to mind was damn near the rock donut that was the portal to the other world. The time traveling rock donut that had the... You know what I'm talking about, too.
The, the Guardian.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Guardian of the Galaxy. Not Guardian of the Galaxy,
the Rocket Raccoon.
I think he was the Guardians.
I don't remember what he was called, but, you know, that's something memorable.
Yeah.
The ham-fisted attempt totally gets fucking...
Yeah.
Whitewash in like people's heads and be like, oh yeah, that episode sucked.
The concept of the Guardian of a time gate.
No, I'm not talking about the time gate episode. I'm talking about the racial thing.
Yeah,
because like even then you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that already.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's something that stuck in my head even when I was a kid. I felt it, like you said, ham-fisted. They were clubbing me over the head with it. And it was like, fuck, I get it, Gene. Move on.
Yeah.
You know?
Stop it already. I just want to see some fucking Birds of Prey shit.
I want to see Kirk fucking tapping some alien ass. Get on with it, you know? But it just, a lot of the Rick and Morty episodes, they had that undercurrent of, it was almost like they were saying, be milquetoast and get along with everything, and it doesn't matter. And if you love freedom and being yourself and you don't like being told what to do, then you're a fucking criminal that belongs in prison.
I see it the exact opposite way of that. Yeah. I see it the exact opposite way because I look up, I think Rick is a great character, and I think that the creators want a lot more people to emulate Rick.
Maybe, but just watch their Comic-Con appearance and
see that's the thing. You shouldn't have watched the Comic-Con thing. I think that would have completely... I think you would have came around and been like, oh yeah, I see your opinion of just the show itself.
Yeah.
Because why would they make Rick so fucking cool?
Well, yeah.
And the dad a fucking loser.
Yeah.
Like, you really want to... You do... Like take the Comic-Con shit out of perspective.
Yeah.
Would you really want to be like the dad, or would you want to be like Rick?
Why, I'd be fucking Rick.
Yeah,
I mean, no
exactly.
doubt.
I mean, there's a reason why there's an indiscriminate, clear liquor on my table right now. It's because every now and then, I have to get a little Rick. I have to get a little bit of rickety Rick, you know?
Yeah.
But...
I remember that when they had the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's such a... Because, like, if they wanted everyone to be fucking... Even fucking Milquetoast Morty, who is pretty much the Kyle of that fucking show.
Yeah.
Kyle's fucking lame in South Park too. Everybody wants to be Cartman. Like, Cartman's the cool one.
Yeah.
Who cares if he has a 1.4-inch dick? Cartman's the fucking cool one. Everyone wanted to be Cartman for Halloween. Rick's fucking awesome. Let's blow shit up and get drunk and wreck a fucking saucer into shit.
Yeah. I mean, I like the character. I love the character.
He's so
I like certain concepts of him.
like a vulgar Doc Brown.
Yeah. Just a fucking extreme alcoholic Doc Brown.
And it's so fucking funny.
Yeah. But they do play him off as being like... I mean, he admits he's completely self-centered and fucking psychotic. I mean... He's nuts. You know,
I take the nutterism as like a complete and total realism, because like the episode where he has to go through and kill all his clones in the basement. Say you find out. Yeah,
God damn, that was disturbing as hell.
Yeah, but
naked grandpa with an axe, chopping up himself at different ages.
But imagine like all of a sudden you find out you have a whole basement full of clones. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna chop them pod people right the fuck up.
Yeah, there you go. There you fucking go.
Yeah, you'd be in the backyard chopping up a pod person.
I would.
Yeah.
Must not sleep, must warn others.
Exactly. Another movie creeped me out as a kid. Both of them, the 50s and the 70s version.
But I think that we have ran
way longer
than what we expected.
Well, we got to make up for that fucking nothing last week.
Yeah, fucking terrible life. God damn, fucking shit, Christ.
Tell me about it.
Anyway, this has been a fine Picklestick production of the Generation Gap podcast. I have been Lunchbox.
I'm Gleek.
And that rolled right off my tongue like way too fucking easily.
You got a voice for radio, man. I'm telling you. And I got a face for radio.
I have a waist for radio.
And I got a waist like a microphone stand.
Anyway, guys, have a week.